Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Welcome, Jakester. I feel like there's something on my glasses. This dumb son of a bitch, Mike Lindell, lost his election and is refusing to concede. He didn't even lose by like a close amount. He wasn't even close. He lost by a lot. Hang on. Let me find info on this real fast. Hang on just a second. Dude, something is going on with my mouse. I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay. So DeMuth had 43.5% to Lindell's 32.4%, roughly an 11-point margin. It was not close. That's not what we call close. Okay, that's a landslide victory against Mike Lindell. Lindell said, apparently mid-count, that he was down by about 20,000 votes. And then he refused to concede, of course. Check this out. I have some clips from it. Hold on. Let me pull it up real fast. Just a second here. Okay. Got it. Here's one.
Here's the next report, everybody. Hold on. We just gained 5,000 votes, and there's two
big dumps, big massive dumps in the middle of the night, right? Is that what happened?
We gained 5,000 votes, everybody, and the last 13,000 votes that were counted, we got 5,000. We could gain 5,000 votes. So let's think about this. That means I got I don't know, 10,000, and the rest of them got 3,000.
I'm sorry, what? What the hell is he talking about? No, that's not what that means. That means you got 5,000 of the 13,000, dipshit.
If this is a sign, we will have the lead within an hour. I mean, this is big news. This is a big jump, and they must have started counting the day of votes. So
you keep going up.
Okay. All right, everybody. Does anybody have any other questions?
If the AP calls the race for Lisa Dameth in the next half hour, will you concede?
If who does?
If the AP calls the race.
What is the AP? The voters. What the AP? Why would I?
Hey, dipshit. They are the ones that are doing delegate math and figuring out if it's feasible for you to even win this election. That's what that means. That's why it matters if the AP calls a race. He has to know this, really. He must. He cannot be this stupid.
Hey, listen to the AP. There's 265,000 votes left to count. I'm down by 18,000 now. We just gained 5,000. I'm not going to give up this race.
Oh my God. I'm down by 18,000 votes. Yeah, but, and again, he knows this is how it works. They count certain areas before they count others. Right? So if you're at like 62% vote count and all you have left to count is the rural areas, the Republican very well might win. If you have counted all the rural areas and you have only cities left, the Democrat is going to win, obviously. He knows this.
Until the votes are counted. That's nonsense.
Until all the votes are counted?
Until the votes are counted where I can't win. I mean, why would I call it now? Should I say it again? Now there's 264,000 votes left to count out of the last 13,000.
So the point is, I guess he just like refused to accept that he lost. There's this article about it. Let's give the article a read. Actually, let me pull it up in Bookforge. Why not? Hold the phone. I'm going to start the Bookforge audio server right fast. And we're going to listen to this puppy. Pull this bad boy up. See what it has to say. All right, I'm going to start playing here. It's not even loaded yet. It's going to take a second. Hold on. The TTS server just finished loading. I should have started it before, but I didn't realize I was going to be reading a news article. I probably should have thought about that. But after the TTS server loads, it takes about 30 seconds or so for the first sentence to be rendered. And from that, it's pretty much smooth sailing. It takes about a minute and a half for Bookforge to fully start.
Mike Lindell, the CEO and founder of MyPillow, is refusing to...
Okay, let's step back. Oop.
Mike Lindell, the CEO and founder of MyPillow, is refusing to concede Minnesota Republican gubernatorial primary. Lindell, who was endorsed in the race by President Donald Trump, lost to state Replace DeMuth, the Speaker of the Minnesota House of Representatives.
Who's a Democrat. Did he really ever think that a Republican was going to win the Minnesota gubernatorial race after what Republicans, namely Trump, did to them in Minnesota? Really? There's no way he believed that he was going to win.
With more than 95% of the expected vote in, DeMuth led Lindell 43% to 32%. Lindell is a longtime supporter of Trump and a 2020 election denier. Like Trump, the Pillow Man has falsely alleged the 2020 election was rigged against the president. In 2025, Lindell was found liable for defamation against a former employee of Dominion Voting Systems, which Lindell, Trump, and others falsely claimed helped rig the election for Joe Biden.
What a piece of shit, dude. Really, like, every time people do shit like this, it damages democracy a little bit more. This type of shit is fucking vile. Vile.
Lindell was ordered to pay the employee, Eric Coomer, $2.30 million in damages.
Sorry. $2.3 million in damages. $2.3 million in damages. He's lucky he got out of that. Or he's lucky he got out of it with just owing that.
I'm down by 20,000 votes with 277, 0 votes left to count.
So 277,000 votes left to count.
Lindell said as votes were being counted on Tuesday night. Now, would you give up if you got 277,000 left to count? And these are the day of votes, which haven't been counted yet. These were all mail-in and early votes for Lisa DeMuth.
Seriously, he's such a piece of shit. Can he not help himself but to try to destroy democracy? Is it literally impossible for him to do anything else? Is this just like his life's mission?
So, I mean, why would I say here and go, okay, I can't make up 20,000 with 277,000 left to count? So, that's where we're at.
What a confusing fucking sentence. No, that was not text-to-speech fucking up. That was Mike Lindell fucking up. FYI. Jesus Christ, dude. Moreover, Lindell suggested something nefarious was afoot.
Kirsten Swanson of KSTP-TV in St. Paul reported that Lindell had alleged there were irregularities in the vote count. Lindell will not concede, Swanson said. claimed there are anomalies in the numbers that his teams will be looking into overnight. In a Truth Social post hours before Lindell's defeat, Trump made one last push for his preferred candidate. Mike Lindell deserves a big win in Minnesota today, the president wrote. Nobody has worked harder and given up so much in fighting for free and fair elections. Go out now and vote for Mike Lindell for
Except for Donald Trump, of course, right?
governor. He will not let you down. Demuth will go on to face Sen. Amy Klobuchar, D., who coasted to victory in Tuesday's Democratic primary.
Oh, okay. Wow. Wait a minute. This was the primary. This was the Republican primary. Is that right? Was this the primary? Hang on. This must have been the Republican primary. Yes, this was the Republican primary. And he failed miserably, dude. He got 32.4% to 43.5% of the Republican primary. This isn't against Democrats yet. What a poor dumb fool. Oh my God, he's so stupid. So I don't like being a dickhead about people. But when you destroy democracy or attempt to this degree, you kind of deserve it a little bit, right? Hang on. I'm looking for... Do you guys remember when Mike Lindell invented a device that you can bring to voting locations with you and check and record all Wi-Fi networks nearby?
Everyone said the machines are not online. Our routers, our voting machines, our polling, but they're not online.
No, they said the voting machines are not online, and they are correct. The voting machines are not online. They were never online. This is a line of, or this is a set of lies that he's been repeating for literally years.
They're not online. They're not online. They're not online. This was, everybody heard this, and that lie blocked us from getting our cyber evidence out every time we go to counties to get rid of the machines or go to paper. But it doesn't happen here. We're not online. We're not online.
They're not online, dumbass.
So this plan, this device here, is a wireless monitoring device. It was developed, it's the only one I believe in the world.
By the way, he named it the WMD, wireless monitoring device, WMD, seriously.
We have quite a few, and we're mass producing them. What they do is they monitor, like if when you go into a room and
By the way, this is 2023 when this happened. I probably should have mentioned up front.
You have a phone, it tells you all the internet's available, right?
Right.
It's just passively captured, shows it. Now, what if there was such a device that would say, let's say you had one of those internets, Gene, and you wanted to find out everyone that had joined up to your internet.
Yeah.
And you'd also find out what kind of device it was, the IP address of it, the brand name on it, the MAC address. If I told you that, you'd go, wow, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
you could
definitely.
catch someone stealing your internet, right?
That's right.
But
Yep.
here, we can catch them in their lie. It's a wireless monitoring device. You bring it in any precinct, any polling thing, it'll pull it'll show you the cell phones online. It works on cellular, internet too, everything. Anything that's online, and now you can filter it out, take out all the cell phones.
It's literally, as far as I can tell, at least, just a little device that scans for Wi-Fi networks. That's it. It just scans for Wi-Fi networks. If it's even real. Like, it's hard to know what's real with this dude and what's completely fabricated. But just from his description, I think that's what he's saying.
Take out all the watches online. Take out all the, if you were outside a car that was online, we'd take that out. Now you filter it down, and you're in a place. Well, now all of a sudden, imagine you're on election night and you have one of these, and we also have a way to franksocial.com now, our platform there, where you
franksocial.com. Oh yeah, I forgot about Mike Lindell's ridiculous, stupid fucking attempt at a social media network. I wonder what they're up to. Frank speech, is that still a thing? No. Is it? Is it still a social media network? FrankSpeech.com? FrankSpeech.com. No, it's not a social media network. Oh my God, dude. I'm being accosted by ads. Feels like I'm on a fucking porn website right now. Wow. They had election results and they listed Lindell as the loser on their website because they're listing the AP results. Fascinating.
You can watch it. You can sit at home in your easy chair, and it's like Ghostbusters.
Wait, you can sit at home on your you can sit at home on your easy chair, and what? You have to be within like a certain number of feet of these Wi-Fi networks to detect them, right? And also, there are Wi-Fi networks in voting locations. I mean, he said car in the parking lot, cell phones, whatever. I'm not sure what he thinks he's going to prove with all this. Obviously nothing, since this is the last I heard about this.
Red alert, red alert.
Got another one.
We got another one. Another lie caught. Another lie caught. Another lie caught. We now can police our own elections.
You have to be like when 100 yards, is that right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You bring
Somewhere
them right
around
in the
there.
room. You know,
Right.
Wait, I thought you said you could sit in your easy chair. Can you not sit in your easy chair?
clerks will probably want to have one, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jesus Christ, dude. I love to see people fall flat on their face so fucking hard. It is truly enjoyable to me. It's like I get sustenance from it. Go fuck yourself, you tool. Tell me what you think in the comments. That's top tier shit. That I needed that to wake me up this morning. Fucking moron. Yeah, I don't like insulting people. I don't think that that's good. I don't want to live in a world where that's what we resort to in politics. But sometimes there are people so vile that I make exceptions, you know? So, you get a go fuck yourself, you tool, Mike Lindell. He lost. He lost egregiously. Not only did he lose, he lost in the Republican primary. The Republican primary. He didn't even make it to the general election. And he's saying it was rigged. Who rigged it, Mike? The Republicans rigged it? That wouldn't surprise me, but it should surprise you. Anyway, what a poor dumb fool. All right, that was fucking awesome. I loved that. That was really good. There was some other shit I wanted to cover. Oh yeah, that's right. Hold on. Okay, coach screams at a man. Alpha male boot camp screams at a man. I am a man while berating and threatening students. Okay. Let's pull this up. See if I can find. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Perfect. Okay. Check this out. I found a real. All right. Hang on. Check this out. I found a real example of Trump derangement syndrome in the wild.
Hey guys, check this out. I came to see an open house today.
I'm sorry, let me turn it up.
Hey guys, check this out. I came to see an open house today, and this is pretty much what I found as the neighbors here. So this guy is obviously MAGA.
No, he's ultra MAGA, right?
Which everybody has the right to vote for whoever they want. Then there's honk for Trump and all these signs.
Don't blame me. I voted for Trump. What a sign to have out right now. Nobody thinks things are going well in the United States right now.
And then the neighbor.
FU 47, he's not my president. Wow, I love it. Okay. And then the neighbor, I thought we were better than this. And it has Trump with a Hitler mustache. That's funny. Retaliation. You never see shit like this unless you see fucking nutcases who are out of their gourds drunk on Donald Trump. Where is the yard with a billion Joe Biden signs or Bill Clinton signs or whatever? This shit does not exist outside of Donald Trump and his weird little nutcase sycophants. In fact, I'd probably do this exact thing if my neighbors were MAGA nutcases.
He's a Democrat.
Besties, hashtag besties with Trump and Epstein.
Oh my God.
A nation of immigrants in 1776. Dude, I love this shit. This is fucking awesome. What did that other sign say? Honk if you know Trump is a moron.
Oh my God.
That's some inter-neighbor drama right there. I remember when we started seeing this stuff pop up everywhere. It was bizarre. Okay? I've been studying cults for a long time to understand what causes this, what this is, how to get people out of it. And you don't see this stuff outside of cult mentalities. Look at this video. This is from 2021.
I'm sorry that it's so herky-jerky with my camera at times, but wait till the end. Wait till you see the mailbox. This is a house in St. James, Long Island. I was so shocked driving by that I couldn't even control my camera. It had a sign that said, "Smile, you're on camera," so I hope they saw me, and I hope they have no shame, so I don't think they'd mind being all over TikTok. But this should be sent to cult deprogrammers and somebody else that might be able to intervene and help these people, because the inhabitants of this home are very, very mentally unwell. This is not the sign of a mentally stable human being.
Completely. Absolutely. This is not the sign of a mentally stable or healthy human being. Right? So what would cult deprogrammers do? What do people do about this? There's a very straightforward answer here. Nothing. You can't do anything about this. If you could capture these people and take them to a cabin in the woods and tie them to a chair, you could deprogram them, probably, maybe. But you have to respect people's choices and rights. That's the whole point. That's what we're fighting, is extremism trying to take our rights away. If we can't respect people's rights to live their life the way they want to live their life, then who are we to speak, right? There used to be a group in the 90s who used to capture cult members. Jonestown members, Heaven's Gate, the Moonies, people like that. And they would force them to sit there and listen to forcible deprogramming. Basically, tell them all of the bad things that the leader has done and how crooked he is and dirty and things like that. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But the court's pretty definitively ruled you can't do that shit. You cannot kidnap people and force them to stay there for 3 days while you forcibly show them information about how corrupt the leader is. So what do you do here? There is not much that you can do in this situation. Make them feel isolated. Make them feel like pariahs, like the pariahs that they are. That's about it. But on a broader level, a society-wide level, what do we do to fix this? The answer is very simple. Ban Fox News from doing what they're doing. Ban Fox News from doing what they're doing, and it clears up like that. This is exactly what happened in Germany after World War II. This is exactly what happened, in a ton of Soviet Union or ex-Soviet Union countries around the world after the Soviet Union collapsed. When dictatorships collapse, their support fully depends, or dictator support fully depends on the people being brainwashed, basically. If you want to kill the dictator's power, you have to turn off the propaganda. That's simple. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments. It's absolutely insane to watch. And I genuinely think everybody is going to forget about Donald Trump within the next 10 years. I believe in 10 years, nobody is going to remember him, except for the people who are horrified and disgusted by what MAGA did. Let me rephrase. MAGA will not remember him. They're going to move on, and they're going to be shamed about what they said and did. To maintain the propaganda, the lies, takes a lot of work. It takes effort. It takes thinking, coming up with excuses for bad behavior. And once those excuses stop, once that tap turns off, the people are going to recognize how shameful their behavior was. That's my opinion. Tell me what you think in the comments. Anyway, yeah. Insane.
Look around, look at each other. Look to your left and to your right. More than 60% will not be here fucking Friday. I guarantee it. And I'll make sure.
Hold on. I'm looking for info on this alpha male boot camp. Give me just a second here to see if I can find info. Wow. Okay. Yeah. MDK. All right, let me just...
Last 3 days?
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
You don't...
Yep.
I'm strong.
Oh my God, this was so painfully stupid. I forgot about this. Okay, there's this alpha male boot camp that I thought closed down. Apparently, they're still open. Maybe they claim to have closed down to avoid bad press. I don't know. But listen to this. Hold on. Let me turn this up.
Look around. Look at each other. Look to your left and to your right. More than 60% will not be here fucking Friday. I guarantee it. And I'll make sure. I'll make sure that you earn the right to be here every fucking second. Because I see in your fucking eyes that most of you don't fucking belong here. And I'll be damned. I'll take this fucking knife off my fucking waist and carve this fucking tattoo off my fucking hand before I let any of you fucking bitches show up here on Friday for the graduation. I see it in your fucking eyes already. Your fucking souls are mine.
Okay. What the fuck? If you are unfamiliar with this whole thing, it's called the Modern Day Night Project, I think, MDK, if I'm not mistaken. And the whole bit is they berate you and yell at you and call you an idiot, and they think that this is going to make you a better person or something. And you pay like $30,000 to attend for like 3 days or something like that.
You don't fucking deserve to be here. Fucking quit. You piece of shit. I want to be a better man. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better, you fucking whiny piece of shit.
Okay, let me tell you something about what he's doing right now. He's doing something that's going to emotionally break people down, right? Like the military. And that's intentional. The military does that on purpose because they can emotionally break you down, and then they can build you back up in their image with their goals in mind. The military has had a long fucking time to think about this and a lot of money to put into research to understand exactly how you do this the right way to get the results that you want. These people have no fucking clue what they're doing and are just kind of copying the military roughly, but don't seem to realize that you're supposed to build them back up in your image with a strong camaraderie for the unit that they're a part of. They're just breaking them down emotionally for absolutely no reason, and they're not like doing anything beyond that. By the way, it's exactly how cults break people down emotionally, FYI. And you could even say the military is a cult. I would be willing to accept that argument. However, unlike a cult, you can leave after a certain period of time and never look back if you want. These people don't seem to have that constraint. It feels like this is an you're in for life type of thing.
None of you deserve to be here. Back. You better move with a fucking purpose. Belly. Feet.
This is completely pointless. There's no purpose behind what they're doing here. Again, the military has a purpose behind what they do, and they've completely missed that. It just went right over their heads.
Back. Belly. Feet.
10,000, or I think at the time it was 30,000, and now it's $10,000 for like 3 days to go to this thing and be berated.
Back. Hurry up. Belly. Feet. Back.
Get over here. Where's you? You fucking slow fat one. Both of you. You're gonna sit. Get off.
Literally breaking people down, and there's absolutely no purpose to it. This is so sad.
Over here, fucking quitter, unquitter. What the fuck you unquit? Never heard of that shit. Sit down. Sit down right here. You two are gonna share this fucking cookie.
That sounds incredible. You're gonna share a cookie? I love that. Yes.
All of you start crawling. Start crawling. Yeah. They're gonna crawl and suffer until you're done with that cookie. Till the both of you are done sharing that fucking cookie.
See, they are breaking them down and making them feel like they have nobody, but they're not rebuilding anything after that. They're not building a camaraderie that's supposed to come along with the mistreatment in the military.
Go! Eat the fucking cookie! Eat the fucking cookie! All right, stop suffering till you eat till you finish the fucking cookie.
Cool.
Yeah, just sit there. Just sit there. Eat the fucking cookie! They are gonna suffer until you're done eating it, and you better fucking share it.
And you better fucking share it. What the fuck? Again, what's the point? What was the point of that? Why did they do that? I just don't understand. Check this one out. This is it's God. I don't even know what to say about this one.
I'm strong. Move forward. Move forward. Move forward. I'm a man. Forward. I am. Move I am a man. I am a man. I am a man. I am a man.
Bro, why? I am a man. He's yelling, I am a man.
I am a man. I am a man. Move forward. I am a man. No! There.
Now he's going to tenderly look into his eyes.
There.
You won't believe what happens at the end, the subtext says. What the fuck?
There. There.
When a man taps into his power, a grieving process happens. Oh my God, he's crying on his chest now. This is so stupid, dude. Oh my God. This is a natural release of the old self. Tenderly touching the back of his neck.
There you are, child. There you are.
Registration for the Unbreakable Man experience. It's so fucking stupid, dude. Oh my God. These people are so stupid. It's actually giving me secondhand embarrassment. I am actually cringing. It's awful. Anyway, so when I saw this, I knew I had to cover it.
60% you will not be here on Friday. I will make sure of it. You will earn the fucking right to be here on fucking Friday night. I will cut this fucking thing off my head before I let anyone you little.
Did anybody ask you to cut that tattoo off your head? Why do you keep bringing that up? Is it something that's been on your mind lately? Have you been considering doing that? You know there are laser treatments for this, right? You don't have to take a knife to your fucking head.
Make it to that dinner table that don't fucking deserve the right to be here. I'll fucking make sure of it. I'm weeding out the fucking business. Hey, get to the pit! Get to the fucking pit! Move! Move! You stupid!
Good. What's your name again? God bless you. Like you sneezed.
Like, oh, wow, he's just making fun of the dude's name. Okay, again, what's the point? Is there a point to this? If there's a point, then fine. But if you're just being a shithead for no reason, the military does this for a reason. They don't just do this to fuck with people. The point is to build camaraderie between the unit, the members of the unit, or whatever. They're just being shitheads.
Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. Are you touching me? Are you touching me? Are you touching me? Get the fuck off of me. Get the fuck off of me. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. All of you get in the fucking tub. Get in the tub. Every one of you.
We are at war. Make no mistake about it. We are at war with the opposition. And the opposition wants to keep you, young men, weak, docile, confused about your masculinity, uncertain, broke, and dependent.
Who the fuck is the opposition, quote unquote, in this scenario? Is it like Democrats? Like, I don't understand what the fuck he's freaked out about, what he's talking about. Is it people to the left of hunting immigrants for sport?
Move forward.
Oh yeah, we already saw this one. These people are so goddamn weird. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. There is a fucking sickness going through society right now, and it is called the alpha male movement. Really. You know what I consider to be alpha? Loving your kids. That's alpha to me. I'm mogging everybody every time I love my kids. Get fucking help, people. All right, let's see. I think that's all I wanted to hit. Oh, yeah, that's right. There was a Muslim thing. I'm not going to feed into the Muslim stuff. Let me just check the electric internet machine here. Mike Lindell lost his election.
Have looked at the United States of America from early on. De Tocqueville did this. And he says, well, where do they get their concepts? And if you statistically analyze, where were the concepts that caused the founding of the United States? The most commonly quoted thing was the Bible. So why are we taking such a sense of how important the Bible is?
Well,
because
the
that's
data
what laid the
is
foundation.
behind that. It's not just an opinion. So the University of Houston did a study of all the literature, 4,000 documents from the founders that came out with two sources predominantly quoted. The two sources was A, the Bible. Second, it was Deuteronomy within the Bible.
No, that's a complete fabricated lie. And Deuteronomy is part of the Bible, so you could just say the Bible. All right, let's check Flashpoint. See what they're doing right now. I'm going to check Mike Lindell, too, actually. No. What was it called? Lindell? LindellTV.com. Yeah. Let's see. I should totally get a subscription to this. Press releases, shows. Steve Bannon's The War Room. The Mike Lindell Show. What's this? The Mike Lindell Show with Rudy Giuliani.
Vouch for, I think it's up to 8 people.
This is Allison Steinberg, and she's out of her fucking head insane. She's an old One American News Network anchor, quote unquote.
If you want 8 of your friends who are maybe citizens, maybe not, to come and vote with you.
This is the watch party. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I need to pull this. I'm pulling this shit. Let's see if I can grab it. Hold on. Is it going to download is the question. I hope so. Let's see.
Stupid machines. That gets rid of a...
They require no filters to ever be changed and virtually no maintenance. Whether you suffer
Oh my God, dude.
from asthma, allergies,
This fucking website is awful.
seasonal bronchitis, or just want to protect your family from the flu or even greater threats, don't wait to get your V3.
The very beginning, what did you think when he said he was going to run for governor?
Timmy, he's up.
So to speak, talk to us about how you plan to...
I want to find the moment that Mike Lindell realized he was going to lose. I want to find that exact moment.
Hold on, I'm getting blinded by our cameraman here. Okay, there's 25% of the vote in, and you see I'm down to Lisa Dameth. This is very similar, so stay where you're at, please. This is very similar to the summer of 2022 in the Kerry Lake race in Arizona. In that race, all the early vote was counted first, and by 11 o'clock at night, I was on the phone with Kerry. She was down by a lot. Then the votes came in, which we know we were very strong today across Minnesota.
Oh, fucking please.
And when they came in, she had the lead by 1 in the morning. Of course, then we know they shut down the voting, covered up the windows in Maricopa County, and we didn't find out till...
Oh my God, dude. So many fucking conspiracy theories. This is Mike Lindell. He lost his election and is now claiming that he's and now is claiming that it was rigged. Obviously. Of course he would. Did anybody expect any differently from Mike Lindell? This is his watch party on LindellTV.com. And I'm trying to find the moment that he realized that he was losing.
4 days later. I don't think we're going to expect that here, hopefully, but we do expect the vote to change here as the early voting gets done being counted, and then the day of votes count, which we expect to be probably in about an hour, and that's what I'm expecting, Emerald.
Emerald. Did he say Emerald? Please don't tell me that Emerald was at the watch party. This is 233.01. Let me find it here. Hold on. 233.01. 33. Here it is.
An hour, we'll start seeing the election day votes come in. And we all know, based on everything we've seen, that's where we will most likely see the Mike Lindell surge. That's also what Rich Barris says.
Dude, these people are shameless. They will lie about fucking anything. It's truly disgusting.
We've been trying to explain to people, this is just the early part of the vote. It's very much like a Trump election.
Right.
It's very much like a Trump election, really.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like, Minnesota, we wrote the book on voting early. We were the first state in the country in 2014 in the general election to go 45 days early. So, and in our primary here, remember everybody, we could already start voting in June. I mean, here we are in August. So they've been voting since June.
Oh no, people people casting ballots? That's concerning, huh? We don't want people using their right to vote.
By mail-in votes, and then we had you could vote in person, I think, towards the last week of July. So those are the votes that are coming in now. And
is he complaining about that?
And I just feel that our strength is going to be the day of votes from today. Everyone I talked to went out and voted today. You know, I'm all about same day voting. So anyway, we're very encouraged, and I think we've talked to some people that that are experts in this area, and say that you've done very well in the early voting. So that's for the report I have.
I do want to touch on something you said, because like you said, I mean, a lot of us have PTSD from Carrie Lake's election.
Really? PTSD? You have PTSD from Carrie Lake's election?
Right. We knew she was going to do very well, and you had all the shenanigans. And even in other primaries.
Carrie Lake lost cleanly. Nobody fucking liked Carrie Lake. Okay? She's a weirdo. And she was a Trump supporter in a battleground state that was like the center of propaganda campaigns. People don't like that. They don't want that. Are you really surprised that nobody wanted Carrie Lake as governor?
Throughout, like, say, Texas this year, we had some reports of irregularities. I hate to even use that word, right? But of some shenanigans.
You do?
Shenanigans going on during the day of the primaries, but it sounds to me like you haven't gotten any reports of any kind of voting irregularities or problems throughout today in Minnesota, right?
I prefer shenaniganery. And of course Mike Lindell saw voting shenaniganery. It's Mike fucking Lindell.
Right? Which is a good thing.
Yeah, well, we did from who's the guy, the Project Veritas? What's his name? What's that? James O'Keefe. One of his guys was here. One of James's guys were here tonight, and he said they did all day in Minneapolis and stuff was go undercover. And he said, wait till you get our report tomorrow. It's going to be amazing.
Really?
So I'm looking at one of his guys right now. They went undercover. And maybe we could. Would you want to say anything? You want to talk? Come on over here. Here's one of James' guys right now. Here, we'll bring him on. He can give a full report here. I'm gonna. You won't be able to hear here. Tell us what you guys found out today, if you can.
Well, there's a big report coming out soon. I want to spoil the whole thing Keith, let's just say the vouching law in Minnesota is insane. I mean,
I bet. Yeah, there are so many problems. Why is it that you're literally just now bringing this up? 10 years after Mike Lindell started talking shit about elections and all of that, and you didn't bring it up before the primary took place. You brought it up on voting night? Okay.
I'm sure you know more than anybody else. You can go to the polls and vouch for people not on the voter rolls and just say, oh, yeah, I vouch for that guy. He's in the show ID. He can just go vote. So
I doubt it. No, I'm sorry. I don't believe them.
So let's say you're not a voter. You're just a random guy. Yeah, Mike Lindell, he lives in my neighborhood. He can go vote.
No, you cannot do that.
He's a legit guy, and you can vote. And let me show you something real quick. Let me show you real quick.
While he's looking that up, remember, everybody, when I went to vote today, I went to take my ID out here in Minnesota, and they said, no, put that back. We don't check IDs here.
Fucking please. They check your ID when you register. That's the whole fucking point. You register to vote, and they check it against their records. They check it against your address that you put down. They compare your signatures. They check your social security number and all of that other shit. You don't need an ID to vote because that whole process of validating who you are already happened.
Minnesota. I couldn't believe it.
You know who didn't have to show ID? This guy right here.
Look at that.
Do you recognize this guy right here? It's James O'Keefe, if you can't tell.
James O'Keefe, look at that.
Oh my
He
God,
got to
who's
get
in the burqa?
He's wearing a...
Yeah, that's James O'Keefe. Look at that. Isn't that something?
Yeah,
Who's that, this guy? Is that you?
I don't understand what's happening.
It's not me.
Is he saying James O'Keefe wore a burqa to the voting place and voted in his own name or something? Okay, but it was James O'Keefe, and he put his own signature down and had his own address and all of his own information, right? So even in a burqa, we could validate that it was James O'Keefe. That's the system working.
Another undercover journalist.
But they all got to vote. All you do is put stuff over your head. Somebody can vouch for it. You can go back. It's like trick or treating back in the day when you just change costumes and go out again to get more candy. This is the way Minnesota is. It's amazing, huh?
Okay, I never did that shit. What did you say you did? Mike, you said you would go home and change costumes and go collect more candy? Okay. Interesting. I wasn't allowed to collect candy, of course, since I was a Jehovah's Witness. So when I got a little bit older and I finally started celebrating Halloween, I went around and collected candy for my kid's sister. She doesn't have a sister. Of course, she didn't at the time. I kept the candy and I ate it all. And I don't feel bad about it. I missed out on 15 fucking years of trick-or-treating. I can enjoy it now. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, the election laws. I'm a Jersey guy. I can't believe how crazy election laws are. You have to show ID. You can vouch for 8 people, or if not, maybe even more. And they just let anybody come in and vote. And every one of these polling places, you saw so many of these Somalis and everything. Most of them don't speak English. It's crazy, frankly. And why all these foreign nationals running our elections?
Foreign nationals are not running our elections. Get help.
I was amazed today when I went to bring my ID out. And then how about this, Emerald? You know, when I got in there, there's 3 different cameras. You talk about your vote being confidential. 3 different cameras. And Lindell team got to follow right in the door. Allison got to come right in. I'm going, isn't anybody going to stop us? I mean, you know what? Maybe what we should do here in Minnesota is everybody just bring cameras to the polling thing and just shine it on everybody.
I believe that's illegal. And you know, something that you come to realize when you operate in this space for long enough is that pretty much everything that happens, all of the rules and regulations and expectations and laws and all that shit really depends on people being honest and just kind of following the rules because it's the right thing to do. So when somebody comes in and starts shit and causes a scene and makes an ass of themselves, like Mike Lindell, for example, people don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle it.
Everybody's ballot and take our own polls of what's going to happen. You know, well, do you think, James, are you guys going to come out with a report tomorrow on this?
Yeah, probably tomorrow, if not Thursday. The next day or next 40 hours, we're putting it together right now. Big report coming. You'll be blown away. I'm sure you've seen it all, but you'll be blown away. Just in Detroit, just last week, put a big report in Detroit, the other primary election last week. We found Iranian foreign nationals, non-citizens, voting in our elections.
Oh, fucking please, dude. They're so... Is this really the only tune you can sing? This is a one-note song.
Who get their ballots. You saw people register to vote at abandoned buildings. People in 2024, they got ballots sent to them abandoned buildings. People who got 2 ballot envelopes sent to them and their 2 ballot envelopes back. It's pretty crazy, right? That's in Detroit, Michigan.
They're so full of shit, dude. Our election system is actually pretty robust and complex and trustworthy for the most part. Donald Trump would rig it any way he possibly could. I'm absolutely confident of that. But the entryway into rigging the elections is not sending people in to vote multiple times in their own name or whatever. The entry point into election fraud in America is voter suppression. You know, closing down polling locations, reducing the number of mail-in ballots, stopping mail-in ballots from being counted, that kind of thing. And Trump does that constantly. That's real vote meddling. That's real voter suppression. That's real cheating. People aren't doing all of this ridiculous shit, going around and voting 6 times or whatever. Iranian nationals voting in our elections, come on.
Worse here in Minnesota than Detroit.
You know, it's 2 different animals. This is the most insane election law I've seen anywhere in the entire country. I thought Jersey...
It's Minnesota. We lead the field in bizarre, right?
I thought Jersey was crazy, but no ID, and you can vouch for people. You can vouch for anybody you want.
Yeah, that's it.
Let me look into this. Let me find out what the fuck he's even talking about. Give me a second here. Hold on. I apologize. I just want to get like solid factual information here and be very sure of what I'm reading to be sure that it's correct. Just one more second here. Hold on.
It's amazing. And like I say, you can keep going back and vouch.
Hold on. There we go.
You can vouch for anybody you want.
Yeah, that's it. That's amazing. And like I say, you can keep going back and vouch for more and vouch. I'm going to get there, everybody. Allison, come over here and take over here. Yeah, thanks. And you know what? You get Allison's number and you give her that report. She'll have you on her show.
She's on fire.
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
We already connected, and he's doing great work here in Minnesota and DC. The O'Keefe team, they're unstoppable. We're so grateful for all the work they do and all of the great exposés that they come out with on a regular basis.
Okay, Project Veritas does not do great exposés. They lie for a living. They fabricate information. They fabricate recordings and stuff like that. They went to an abortion clinic and tried to prove that they were basically selling aborted fetuses to satanic pedophile, blah, 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 blah. And they found an example of a clinic shipping material to a lab for scientific research, which is perfectly legal, perfectly within the confines of expectations and everything else. But they claimed that this was like them selling, you know, whatever, just vile shit. Regarding the Lindell thing, vouching is one of 6 ways to prove your address when registering at the polls on Election Day. The SOS fact sheet lists it alongside a driver's license, a student housing list, and a late registration notice. A registered voter from your precinct can go with you to the polling place to sign an oath confirming your address. The statute requires the registrant to appear in person at the polling place for the precinct in which the individual maintains residence, complete a registration application, and make an oath. The person being vouched for shows up and casts their own ballot. Nobody votes for anybody. That's what vouching is. The voucher must be registered to vote in that precinct or an employee of a residential facility in the precinct. Must personally know the voter is a resident of the precinct and is making a statement on oath. Printed name, signature, phone, address, recorded on a form. Perjury exposure, and if officials don't get satisfactory proof of eligibility, they're required by law to refer to local prosecutors. And a registered voter can vouch for up to 8 people. It can't be, it's not unlimited. So literally everything that they just said was made up. All of it. The whole thing was fabricated out of the ether. These people are just fucking disgusting. All of them are disgusting. You can't convince me that he believed a word out of his fucking mouth just now. Now, regarding Allison Steinberg. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. I love watching Mike Lindell fall flat on his face. It is one of my pastimes. Let me find... Yeah, here we go.
Do you hold any of Quran? That's how.
Yeah, here we go. This is what I was looking for.
Told the Navy fact that. Well, what do you know? But it is absolute. So my question, mental health. So my question to you is, when are you going?
Yeah, this is good.
But it is absolute.
Yep.
Well, what do you know?
And then this one. Yeah, good. There's this woman named Allison Steinberg, this woman right here. She did a segment on Mike Lindell's election night when he lost his election gloriously. He fell flat on his face. It was so enjoyable to watch. Anyway, she did a segment on his watch party. And I wanted to listen to what she had to say. It was absolutely psychotic. But first, let me introduce you to her. This is Allison Steinberg. 2022, One America News Network anchor, quote unquote, COVID denier, just out of her gourd insane.
That liberals outright love killing babies. Yes, between abortions, forced vaccinations at birth, formula shortages courtesy of Biden.
Biden's to blame for formula shortages because he enjoyed it, because he wanted to kill babies, right? He wanted babies dead, so he caused a formula shortage. Totally.
It's no secret that these mentally deranged leftists are coming for your kids. We've been warning about it for years, only to be met with denial from the left. According to them, abortion is a constitutional right, and life doesn't begin until the child is out of the womb.
No. No to all of that. The constitutional right is your right to bodily autonomy. If somebody is walking into my house in the middle of the night and stealing half of my food, my resources, my money, my whatever, I am well within my rights to simply lock the door at night. It doesn't matter if they die. It doesn't matter what happens at all after that, because I have a right to lock my door and protect my resources. That is a perfect analogy to abortion. If a woman does not want to give up her resources to keep another being alive, whether that's a human or not, she doesn't have to. She has no obligation to do that. Bodily autonomy. She controls what happens to her resources. That's the argument. But aside from that, what was that?
It's a constitutional right, and life doesn't begin until the child is out of the womb.
I mean, I don't think anybody argues that there is no life present there. Obviously, cells are alive. I'm not sure what point she's making with that. It doesn't really matter if you don't have an obligation to keep your door unlocked for somebody to take your food, right?
They attempt to casually sweep their obsession with literally murdering children.
Oh, it's my obsession? I'm obsessed with abortion? Because honestly, the only reason I think about it at all is because of these people. Because of how obsessed these people are with the subject. I couldn't possibly care less about it. Doesn't affect me at all. It's your ass who's trying to prevent people from getting medical care that they need, or they will die oftentimes. At worst, that they need or they will die, and at best, that they should be allowed to get because it's a right to bodily autonomy. I don't have an obsession over abortion. Your ass does. This is like when Trump derangement syndrome people come out and claim I'm the one with TDS. Your ass is the one that fucking thinks about him 24/7 and how great he is and how he's fixing the country. You've made it your whole fucking personality. I have TDS? Me? I wouldn't think about the motherfucker if it weren't for you.
Under the rug in the name of choice. On the off chance you're uncertain about the presence of evil and the capacity of its influence upon our society, if you still need proof that liberals are sick demons who thrive on the thought of death, boy, do I have.
This is, for the record, exactly what happened in Nazi Germany in the 1930s. Exactly what happened. They said the exact same identical shit. Sick demons on the left. The left is full of sick demons who's trying to hurt good, honest, hardworking people. Fucking insane. That's Alison Steinberg, FYI. Check this one out.
But it is absolutely crucial that for once we defy the powers that be, that we all come together, set aside our differences in a unified effort so that we can recognize the horrifying danger that lies ahead. If you're watching this and you're laughing and scoffing because you think that you're immune to what's coming, you just wait. Enjoy your freedoms while you still got them.
She was upset because I believe she was being kicked off the air or something like that. I don't remember.
But for anyone that's with me and is willing to contribute to fighting this beast, here is what you need to do.
So she's saying the left should support her. They should protect her, even though she's fucking psychotic and ready to burn anybody to the ground who's to the left of hunting homeless for sport. Wait, did I? Yeah. Check this one out.
Well, what do you know?
Nope, turn this up. Sorry.
Well, what do you know? Double-vaxxed, double-boosted Biden just got COVID. What do you think is going to happen? Will he come back and say he's so glad he got the shots because it could have been much worse? Or do you think he's going to... Let me know your thoughts down below.
Apparently she's excited for the possibility. Yeah, Biden got COVID. This was from 2022. Double-vaxxed, double-boosted Biden got COVID. Nobody ever claimed that the vaccine would prevent you from getting COVID. They said it would reduce the severity of COVID. And it did. It absolutely did. I got I got vaccinated 3 times for COVID, and I don't regret a single one. It was the best decision that I made to get vaccinated. Please get help, people. Anyway, that's Allison Steinberg. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. All right, we're going to continue by watching Lindell's thing. That'll be its own segment.
What an awesome team. Almost as good as the team here at Lindell TV. So, Emerald, that is the latest. What a special update that was with our very own Mike Lindell and James O'Keefe, OMG Media Group. What a dynamic duo.
That was a nice surprise. That was like a little bonus content there. We didn't even know we were going to get that. I had no idea that O'Keefe Media Group was on the ground, and that's hilarious. I mean, James O'Keefe is...
That's hilarious.
You know, I say he's the master of disguise, but then I look at those pictures, and I'm like, I feel like I would know that was James O'Keefe. You would think they would be like passing his photo around, like they would have it posted up in these government offices these days and make them familiarize themselves. But he still stings them almost every time. I do think we have some updated maps if we can show it. I'll look forward to that report. We do have some updated maps. We don't have that much. We're really about 25% on the vote in. So I'm really glad that Mike Lindell came on and explained that, because obviously, as Rich Barris said a little bit early, it's going to be a long night. And
he lost. I love that so fucking much. That's just the best. I love watching Mike Lindell fall flat on his face. It's so glorious, dude.
And a lot of people were not familiar with how long Minnesota votes in their primaries. They have already been voting 4 weeks now with the early vote. Now, you know, everyone knows how I feel about the early vote. There's lots of potential for shenanigans there.
No, there isn't. And it's pronounced shenaniganery.
But if we have those maps, it'd be great to get them up. But yeah, so they're still counting those. So here's what we have right now is 25% of the vote in. You can kind of see the counties there as to the vote share and how many counties are in. So not much of that map colored in yet. So about the next hour, we'll see more. We have planned our coverage till about 11 p.m. But we'll see, you know, what we have by that point. Allison, you know, it's early, but you know how it's lots of excitement. Clearly, Mike.
But is she trying to communicate something here? I can't fucking tell. Is there a point behind this rambling nonsense?
Lindell himself is very amped up. This is a big night for him.
It's a big night for him. Totally, yeah. Losing an election, big fucking night. Let me put a marker down. 241. Let me reopen it. Because there should be... Oh, it's still analyzing. No, it's... Oh my god, dude. It was a complete waste of time. It was supposed to be analyzing that whole time, and it was incorrectly running the wrong jobs on it. Hold on. I'm sorry. All right. Start all. Now it's transcribing. All right, let's continue where we were.
Big night for him, and he has, you know, still just so excited as ever. I mean, this is like the highlight of his year.
He couldn't believe that he was going to win, could he?
I would say. I mean, it's huge, right? How could you not be excited? He is not trusting these probably fake polls. He's going into this knowing there's likely some malfeasance. And Mike always has a beautiful way of turning bad situations into good ones. As we were just talking about with future Lieutenant Governor Philip Parrish, Mike Lindell says the fraud in Minnesota is the greatest thing that ever happened to the state because it exposed all the corruption. So maybe there'll be some corruption here to expose. I don't know how this is going.
What corruption did it expose exactly? Hold on. I'm sorry. Hang on 1 second.
Going to turn out yet. Obviously, we are rooting hard for Mike Lindell, and we hope that he comes out on top. But you never know. I mean, when you have like 2-month-long elections, then how can you even be certain that they are free and fair? It certainly makes you wonder when voting started back in late June for an August election. It's just crazy.
That is crazy. I'm trying to get some updates on, we're not taking commercial breaks at the moment, so you'll just have to forgive me for looking down and looking at my phone, because what you don't know is that me and Allison are flying by the seat of our pants, and we do not have anybody talking in our ear. We are literally chitty chatting where you see other anchors of people talking in their ear. We don't have that. So we're trying to find out the information and look at our phone, so you'll just have to bear with me. So I see that perhaps some media is already calling the race. That seems very early to me because it's 25% of the vote in. I would love to have a moment to try to find out about that. Allison, is there anyone that's standing by that would like to talk? I'm trying to get some clarification on some of the information here.
Yeah, let me see if I can wrangle someone in here.
Let's take a look at the party and see how the party's going.
Yeah, let's check back in on the party. Oh, this looks like a nice fan of Mike Lindell. Would you like to do an interview, sir? No? A lot of people here are camera shy. They're loving it. They're having a good time. Oh, look. There we are. Oh, look, we have some fans over there. I think they want to be interviewed. We're coming for you.
We'll check in on the party.
Yes.
Hi, folks.
We're coming. Okay, it's amazing. I gotta find a way around all these tables. Hello. You volunteered, so you're up.
Oh my God, baby Jesus. Let's go, Mike. Let's go.
Okay, but we're gonna come up because you're gonna lose your mind if you hear yourself talking in the background. All right, come on. We're going up. I think they want to be interviewed. Yeah. We're coming for you. Okay.
Check out the party.
All right. Thank you so much for volunteering. That's so kind of you. So tell us, what's your name?
My name's Graham.
Graham. And what brings you out tonight, Graham?
I'm a right with fraud with the hearing centers.
Need we say more? The hearing centers.
The hearing centers. I love them.
I love it too. It's despicable. Oh, we lost connection.
Good, thank God.
Oh no. Are we back? No.
All right, folks, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. I'm just going to sit by. Let's pull up the website with the results coming in. If we can get the website back up, I see that the Decision Desk HQ is making some calls. It's pretty early on. We only have, still just a small percentage of the vote in. There's some. You got to remember this was a three-way race between Mike Lindell, Lisa DeMuth, and Kendall Qualls. Kendall Qualls looks to have been taking some of the votes that might have went elsewhere. So Mike said it's still too early to call. We're trying to get some confirmation on some of the numbers. I think that we are going to have to go to a commercial break till we work out some of the technical difficulties, and we'll be right back with you.
You know, most people think water's just about filtration, but in reality, it's about balance. What gets removed, what gets left behind, and how the water actually behaves once you drink it. Well, many traditional systems focus on one thing, removal. Reverse osmosis, for example, strips water down completely. It may sound ideal, but it removes minerals that our bodies need. The Century Wellness System was designed with a different philosophy. It removes common contaminants like chlorine, fluoride, and PFAS, while restoring key minerals like magnesium and improving alkalinity. It also does all this without tanks and without wastewater, and without requiring a complicated installation. It installs in about 15 minutes under your sink, so instead of overcorrecting, it brings your water back into balance. Please visit CenturyH2O.com and use promo code Lindell for 10% off your next purchase.
Welcome to Vocal, the free speech social app that gives you a platform to amplify your voice. Speak freely, connect boldly, and be part of a growing movement for truth, faith, and freedom. Want to know what's happening right now? The Now Playing feature shows you exactly who's live and what's streaming in real time. Check out the show's feed, a non-stop lineup including Lindell TV News 24/7, shows and on-demand programming all in one place. Connect with your favorite host and never miss a show. Explore the featured page for quick access to Lindell TV's top shows. Follow your favorites and watch their newest content flow right into your feed. And when they go live on Vocal, you can join the live chat and be part of the action. Ask questions, share your thoughts, even help shape future shows. Stay informed on issues around securing our elections by following your state's Cause of America account. Join a group and connect on a deeper level, from faith and freedom to the future of our nation. Go to vocal.com or download the app today and be a part of the mission to save our country.
With everybody talking about making America healthy again, I thought today'd be a great day to talk to all my fellow patriots about the importance of making your homes healthy again. Well, we have proudly partnered with airwaterhealing.com and their revolutionary whole home air purification system. The V3 from Air Water Healing does 3,000 square feet of purification. It eliminates dust, mold, viruses, and odors. But here's the part I love. They require no filters to ever be changed and virtually no maintenance. Whether you suffer from asthma, allergies, seasonal bronchitis, or just want to protect your family from the flu or even greater threats, don't wait to get your V3 from airwaterhealing.com today. Use code Lindell for 20% off in savings and free shipping. That's promo code Lindell at airwaterhealing.com.
America's founders warned that without knowledge and virtue, no nation can remain free. Yet through the steady infiltration of Marxist ideology, we have been stripped of both, and we are no longer a moral and educated people. To save America, we must spark nothing less than a national renaissance. That's why you need Freedom Talk Magazine, the journal of truth and virtue. We cultivate enlightened thinking and principled living, offering unique insights into the issues and remarkable people defining our world. Sign up today for your free subscription to Freedom Talk Magazine and join the new American Renaissance.
Hello, and welcome back to our special coverage of a Minnesota primary night. We are seeing on some of the outlets and socials that they're calling the race. I just spoke with Mike Lindell. He pointed out that there's only 40% of the vote in, and he's only down by 20,000 votes, and they don't have the day of votes counted yet. So he's still we're still standing by on more on that. In the meantime, let's go back to Allison Steinberg, where she's standing by to talk to one of the supporters at the party. Also, Allison, I'll let you know that Mike Lindell is looking for you, and he's going to jump back in just a moment as well. Allison, do we have you?
We are here. Hi, Emerald. I'm right here, and we're coming back out into the hallway. I have Mike Lindell here with me now. Here he is.
I can't see myself.
We're having a hard time with the technical difficulties.
What? I can't see.
Just disregard that. We'll be able to see.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
No, why can't we?
We're live right now. And
yeah.
Oh, why? Because I think that thing. But the show.
All right.
I'm going to say something. Is she talking to me right now?
Yes. Here's Emerald.
Hold on.
Okay, Mike's getting set up. There's been some reporting that Lisa Month has secured the nomination. I'm just going to keep talking a little bit. Y'all can let me know when Mike is ready. Like I said, Decision Desk HQ is reporting that Lisa Damuth has won the race. Kendall Kowals has already put out a statement stirring his support behind Lisa Damuth. However, Mike Lindell is pointing out that only 40% of the official vote is in, and that they are still counting votes. It reminds me of what we saw in 2020, quite frankly. It's perplexing that they call the races so early when we're still getting the vote totals in. Like I said, it's something we saw in 2020, but it is something we kind of see a lot. As Mike is getting ready in the control room, you can just let me know when Mike is officially up and ready. This is where the official results stand as of right now. They're still counting day of votes, which would be somewhere, I think, around 200,000 plus that should come in. And so Mike would like to see those counted first. We're still waiting for them to reconnect and come back. Some of the other races are coming in Wisconsin. Michael Alfonso, who is the son-in-law of Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, has won his primary race. He was also endorsed by President Trump. And in general, in Minnesota, I believe 4 of the president's endorsed candidates actually have won. Yes, 4 of Trump's Minnesota congressional picks have won their primaries. That's Brad Finstad, Tom Emmer, Michelle Fischbach, Pete Stober. So far, the president's batting average is ready. And we now have Mike Lindell back to respond to some of that early reporting that's out there. Mike, do we have you? Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
Why will she not come to me?
Okay.
I
Sorry.
am at you,
I
Mike.
just
Yeah.
had to deal with my accountant billing department.
Emerald,
I can hear you, Mike.
Alrighty.
Yes, I am here. I am here, Mike. Tell him to talk.
Let's.
Emerald, are you there?
Oops.
Yes.
Sorry. Had to deal with my accountant billing department. Let's step back to where we were. I believe we were right here. Just checking. All right.
Big night for him, and he has, still just so excited as ever. I mean, this is like the highlight of his year, I would say. I mean, it's huge, right? How can you not be excited? He is not trusting these probably fake polls. He's going into this knowing there's likely some malfeasance, and Mike always has a beautiful way of turning bad situations into good ones. As we were just talking about with future Lieutenant Governor.
She is so full of shit, dude. Hang on 1 second. Let me fix my thing here. Okay, sorry.
Philip Parrish. Mike Lindell says the fraud in Minnesota is the greatest thing that ever happened to the state because it exposed all the corruption. So maybe there'll be some corruption here to expose. I don't know how this is going to turn out yet. Obviously, we are rooting hard for Mike Lindell, and we hope that he comes out on top. But you never know. I mean, when you have like 2-month-long elections, then how can you even be certain that they are free and fair? It certainly.
What? You have 2-month-long elections and you can't know if they're free and fair? What the fuck is she talking about?
Makes you wonder when voting started back in late June for an August election. It's just crazy.
Wait, is she saying it's too long or it's too short? I can't tell.
That is crazy.
Wow, you can tell this news person is totally on the ball.
I'm trying to get some updates on, we're not taking commercial breaks at the moment, so you'll just have to forgive me for looking down and looking at my phone because
Well, I don't. Okay, I don't forgive you.
what you don't know is that me and Allison are flying by the seat of our pants and we do not have anybody talking in our ear. We are literally chitty chatting where you see other anchors of people talking in their ear. We don't have that. So we're trying to find out the information and look at our phone, so you'll just have to bear with me. So I see that perhaps some media is already calling the race. That seems very...
Yeah, oh my God, this is the moment, isn't it? This is the moment when Mike Lindell realizes that he has lost.
early to me because it's 25% of the vote in. I would love to have a moment to try to find out about that. Allison, is there anyone that's standing by that would like to talk? I'm trying to get some clarification on some of the information here.
Yeah, let me see if I can wrangle someone in here.
Let's take a look at the party and see how the party's going.
Yeah, let's check back in on the party. Oh, this looks like a nice fan of Mike Lindell. Would you like to do an interview, sir?
A nice fan of Mike Lindell. Here we go.
No? A lot of people here are camera shy. They're not afraid to wear their MAGA hats and hold their what are the odds books, but they don't want to come and actually talk on the network. We're going to try, but I can't make any promises. Let's come on inside.
This is top tier programming right here.
Look at this. The people are so excited. They are happy to be here. They are loving it. They're having a good time. Oh, look. There we are. Oh, look. We have some fans over there. I think they want to be interviewed. We're coming for you.
We'll check in on the party. Yes. Hi, folks.
We're coming. Okay. It's amazing. I got to find a way around all these tables. Hello. You volunteered, so you're up.
Oh my God, baby Jesus.
What did he say? Something about baby Jesus? Bro, what the hell is happening in this news segment, quote unquote?
Let's go, Mike. Let's go.
Okay, but we're gonna come out because you're gonna lose your mind if you hear yourself talking in the background. All right, come on. We're going up. I think they want to be interviewed.
This is so bad.
We're coming for you.
All right, I'm jumping forward because I can't understand a fucking thing that's happening right now. Here we go.
No.
All right, folks, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. I'm just going to sit by. Let's pull up the website with the results coming in. If we can get the website back up, I see that the Decision Desk HQ is making some calls. It's pretty early on. We only...
It's really not early. It was not early. It's a perfectly reasonable time to make calls. Decision Desk is pretty conservative with whether they make calls. He's just upset that he didn't win, I guess. Lindell is, I mean.
Have, still just a small percentage of the vote in. There's some, you got to remember this was a three-way race between Mike Lindell, Lisa DeMuth, and Kendall Qualls. Kendall Qualls looks to have been taking some of the votes that might have went elsewhere.
Wait, is she blaming this Kendall person for being in the election?
So Mike said it's still too early to call. We're trying to get some confirmation on some of the numbers. I think that we are going to have to go to a commercial break till we work out some of the technical difficulties, and we'll be right back with.
Wait, you have commercials on this shit? Okay. What's Mike Lindell saying here?
You know, most people think water's just about filtration, but in reality, it's about balance. What gets removed, what gets left behind, and how the water actually behaves once you drink it.
What? How it behaves? What the fuck does that mean? How it behaves? Okay. Let's just jump forward. Oh my God, this is a long commercial break, dude. Okay, here we go. Right here.
Hello, and welcome back to our special coverage of a Minnesota primary night. We are we are seeing on some of the outlets and socials that they're calling the race. I just spoke with Mike Lindell. He pointed out that there's only 40% of the vote in, and he's only down by 20,000 votes, and they don't.
He has to know how this works, right? He has to know that, like, if they count all the rural areas first, and all that's left are the cities, he has to know that, like, it's going to go to one person or another.
Don't have the day of votes counted yet, so he's still we're still standing by on more on that. In the meantime, let's go back to Allison Steinberg, where she's standing by to talk to one of the supporters at the party. Also, Allison, I'll let you know that Mike Lindell is looking for you, and he's going to jump back in just a moment as well. Allison, do we have you?
We are here. Hi, Emerald. I'm right here, and we're coming back.
Super quiet, hard to hear.
Back out into the hallway. I have Mike Lindell here with me now. Here he is.
I can't see myself.
We're having a hard time with the technical difficulties.
What? I can't see anything.
Just disregard that.
Oh my God, he's such a fucking idiot.
Hi.
Hi.
No, why can't we?
We're live right now. And
yeah.
Oh, why? Because I think that thing.
Oh my God, the technical difficulties.
But the show.
All right.
I think I'm going to say something. Is she talking to me right now?
Yes, here's Emerald.
Hold on.
Okay, Mike's getting
Top tier programming right here, people. They really know what they're doing.
set up. There's been some reporting that Lisa Month has secured the nomination. I'm just going to keep talking a little bit. Y'all can let me know when Mike is ready. Like I said, Decision Desk HQ is reporting that Lisa Damuth has won the race. Kendall Kowals has already put out a statement stirring his support behind Lisa Damuth. However, Mike Lindell is pointing out that only 40% of the official vote is in, and that they are still counting votes. It reminds me of what we saw in 2020, quite frankly.
Really, because that's how fucking elections work. Obviously, it reminds you of 2020. Why the fuck wouldn't it remind you of 2020? This is how everything works. But these people are perpetual victims. They're always being persecuted by other people. These filthy fucking rich scumbags are always on the wrong end of persecution, right?
It's perplexing that they call the races so early.
It's not perplexing. You're just a fucking idiot. You just don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea how any of this works. That's not perplexing. That's you being a dumbass.
When we're still getting the vote totals in. Like I said, it's something we saw in 2020, but it is something we kind of see a lot. As Mike is getting ready in the control room, you can just let me know when Mike is officially up and ready. This is where the official results stand as of right now. They're still counting day of votes, which would be somewhere, I think, around 200,000 plus that should come in. And so Mike would like to see those counted first. We're still waiting for them to reconnect and come back. Some of the other races are coming in Wisconsin. Michael Alfonso, who is the son-in-law of Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, has won his primary race. He was also endorsed by President Trump. And in general, in Minnesota, I believe 4 of the president's endorsed candidates actually have won. Yes, 4 of Trump's Minnesota congressional picks have won their primaries. That's Brad Finstead, Tom Emmer, Michelle Fischbach, Pete Stober. So far, the president's batting average is ready. And we now have Mike Lindell back to respond to some of that early reporting that's out there. Mike, do we have you?
No, they still don't. Really, you guys went away for fucking 20 minutes and still did not figure out the problem? Also, now this is good TV. Thank you, Wesley Oliver. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I missed that earlier. Mike lost bigly. Pillows are so bad. And this is all because Trump is not on the ballot. This is not only fraud, but corruption, except for all the other repubs that won and that I endorsed, right? Make Lindell pillow again, Trump. That's pretty good. I like that. Make Lindell Pillow again. Yeah, he quit as the Pillow CEO. So do we call him Mike Pillow anymore? Is that his name anymore? Does he have to change his name from Mike Pillow to just Mike now? I don't know.
Hey, Mike, can you hear me?
Nope. Nope, he can't hear.
I am at you, Mike.
Emerald,
Yeah.
are you there? Emerald?
Go ahead.
Emerald,
I
are
can
you
hear
there?
you, Mike. Yes, I am here. I am here, Mike. Tell him to talk.
Emerald, are you there?
Oh my god, it's so painfully stupid. She's really frustrated. This is funny.
Yes.
Okay. Mike can't hear you say yes, dumbass. Does she realize what technical difficulties are? Because it feels like she thinks that what technical difficulties means is Mike can hear her but is refusing to actually talk intentionally just to piss her off. That's what it's reading like right now. I think that if it were me, I assume they have people on the ground. I would tell them to get a wired internet connection and do not come back until you have one. Go to Best Buy and buy a patch cable if that's what you need, because this is not working. And only then, when it was fully tested, would I switch back to them, because this is ridiculous.
Emerald, are you there?
I am here. I don't know in the control room. Can somebody please let them know that we can hear him?
I mean, it doesn't matter if he's audible either way, because you can't understand him. It's so broken up. All right, let's jump forward. Oh, they went to a commercial break again. Good. I'm hoping they ended up doing... I hope somebody went to Best Buy and got a patch cable.
All right, Mike Lindell.
I've got all the press in front of me here. There's been rumors that they call it for Lisa Dameth. Do not ever call it right now, because here's why. There is 277,000 votes left to count. We are down by about 20,000 votes. All the votes that are in so far, the early voting and mail-in voting. This is a very similar race happened in the summer of 22 down in Arizona. The mail-in votes here in Minnesota are counted the same way. They're counted early, and the early votes and the pre-election day votes. So what's going to happen is all the day of votes now are going to be counted. They should start in the next half hour. We'll easily make up 20,000 votes. 207.
Okay, so he lost. He very clearly lost. Like, not even close. It was 34 to 44 or something percent, or 45%. This just shows me that he genuinely has no fucking clue how elections work.
70 steps left to count. So all of you press that are here asking me, did you hear the party's trying for Lisa Damon? Of course they all. This is.
Oh, they're all cheating. They're all lying. They're all trying to get you. Is that right? Is that what it is? Dude, the technical difficulties are so bad.
And those are the people that voted for me today. So we'll be patient here and before in the next half hour as they start counting the mail-in votes. I mean, as they start the day of votes. Any other questions?
It's so bad.
You see, Kelman is 42,000 behind. So, that's up to concede. But why would I concede when, let me just again.
So he's behind 20,000 votes, according to him. And the next in line was behind 42,000. And he said, it's totally reasonable for her to concede because she's further behind. But didn't he just say that there are 250,000 something votes to count? remaining. Like, the next person in line below him could very easily win with 250,000 votes to go, right? He is so full of shit.
And I know you're from the Star and Tribune and you have a hard time. Things. I'm 20,000 votes. There's 277,000 votes left to count.
What a shithead, dude. Did you hear that? I know you're from the Star Tribune. You had a hard time understanding things. I'm 20,000 behind. There are 250,000 to count. What a piece of shit. Really. Give me a second. I'm going to close it and reopen it because I should have the analysis. No, I don't have the analysis. Never mind. Son of a bitch. I'm going to try to grab this clip here. Let's see.
42. You see, Kevin is 42,000 behind. So, you know, that's up to concede. But why would I concede when, let me just, again, Ryan, I know you're from the Star and Tribune and you have a hard time. Things. I'm 20,000 votes. There's 277,000 votes left to count. And these are the people that voted. They have not counted one vote from today. This is a lie.
This is incorrect and false.
This was all mail-in voting and early voting. Most of the people that voted for me, because I always say it's safer to day of. So let's just see this. You know, it's sad that Kendall can just concede his race, or did he say to Lisa?
Dude, this is a mess. Mike Lindell says Star Tribune reporter is stupid for thinking he should concede his election. Technical difficulties.
Just concede his race, or did he say to Lisa?
I'm jumping forward a bit because the technical difficulties are bad.
This happened in Arizona, like I said. It was the Kerry Lake race in the summer of 2022. She ends up thousands by 11 o'clock at night. And then they finally started counting the day of votes. By 2 o'clock in the morning, she had the lead.
No, Kerry Lake lost her election. It wasn't even close. Again, she failed miserably, okay? There's no malfeasance, no secret plot to dethrone Mike or Kerry Lake or whoever the fuck else. These people are fucking scumbags.
Oh. Any other questions?
Do you have any comments? I mean, the percentages that are coming in the races right now, it looks like the last batch of votes, Lisa David had 40, at 30%. Do you think that that's a margin you can make up in this next batch?
Yes, you were late to the game here. I'm 20,000 votes with 277,000 votes left to count. Would you give up if you got 277,000 left to count? And these are the day of votes, which
they're not the day of votes. He's incorrect.
Haven't been counted yet. These were all mail-in and early votes for Lisa Dameth, okay? So, I mean, what would I sit here and go, can't make up 20,000 when they're 270? Okay, so.
Wow, this is his meltdown. This is his meltdown moment when he lost the election and he truly realized that it was over. He's melting down on camera over this and berating reporters, calling them idiots for thinking this and stuff like that. Wow, dude, what a piece of shit. You know how, like, you have a friend or you an acquaintance, you meet somebody or whatever, and you go out to eat with them, like a colleague at work or something, only to find they're a complete shithead to the waiters, and your view of them completely changes from that moment on. I feel like that's what's happening. Although I always knew Mike Lindell was a scumbag, so nothing new there, I suppose.
That's where we're at. Okay, hold on here. I got a new report that you media. I got another report. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the next report, everybody. Hold on. We just gained 5,000 votes, and we gained 5,000 votes, everybody. And the last 13,000 votes that were counted, we got 5,000. We could gain 5,000 votes. So let's think about this. That means I got 10,000, and the rest of them got 3,000.
No, that's not what that means. That means you got 5,000 and others got 7,000. Or 8,000, I'm sorry. And others got 8,000. He's insufferable and embarrassing.
If this is a sign, we will have the lead within an hour.
That's not how anything works. And he lost, obviously.
I mean, this is big news. This is a big jump, and they must have started counting the day of votes. So
You keep going up.
okay. All right, everybody. Does anybody have any other questions?
If the AP calls the race for Lisa Dameth in the next half hour, will you concede?
If who does?
If the AP calls the race.
What is the AP with the voters? What the AP? Why would I listen to the AP?
Because the AP knows the delegate math. They know how to make these calculations, obviously.
265,000 votes left to count. I'm down by 18,000 now. We just gained 5,000. I'm not going to give up this race until the votes are counted. That's nonsense.
Until all the votes are counted?
He is such an embarrassing human being. It is really difficult to imagine what it would be like to be this embarrassing.
Till the votes are counted where I can't win. I mean, why would I call it now? Should I say it again? Now there's 264,000 votes.
It's like watching a fish flop around in the boat before it expires. 100%. Oh, it's so fucking painful.
Left to count. Out of the last 13,000 votes, I gained 5,000 more, and squished our lead to 5,000 closer. So let's just see. You guys, these are the day of votes. Remember, it's like having two elections. Early voting, mail-in voting, and then day of voting. Okay, we've got the mail-in and early voting, right? Now let's go in and see what happens the day of. So.
Wow. And wait, that's not the end, is it? Was that the... No. It was. That was the end. That was the end of the stream. Wow. I guess they ended the stream there because it's such an embarrassing fucking mess. Oh my God, dude. That was painful. Anyway, tell me what you think about it in the comments. I love watching these people fall flat on their face. It is deeply entertaining. What's this? Is this the one we just watched? It might be.
Things real.
Yes.
Support. This doesn't surprise me. I think it would have surprised me more to see fewer people.
Okay, very good. I know it's been just an amazing.
Just enough get Spencer.
I'm like, yeah, the mustache man. And so I told him all about.
Wow, dude. These people are fucking terrible. What's this?
From the company viewers that she's not a total radical leftist, and that
Just watched. She went after myself and Donald Trump before I went after her. You know, there's somebody on this stage. Oh, gee, I wonder what does that mean? That I'm just friends with Donald Trump? You know.
yeah, I was racking my brain as to who that could be, but
He's so cringy. Oh my God, it's painful. I would really like to watch what we were just watching, but I'm having a hard time navigating this fucked up website. What are the odds? Listen for free. He's so embarrassing. Even his ads. Even his ads are fucking cringy. In this website, God, I wish it was easier to navigate, and I wish they had fewer technical difficulties. It's just awful. All right. Let's go to Flashpoint right here. Let's see. Videos. No. Live. Good versus evil. 18 hours ago. What's this?
Hunter Lopez. Marco, before you talk, I'll let Rick set this up. Rick, you kind of had we made good on a promise to bring Marco in. Tell us about that experience.
Man, he was a rock star too, I'm telling you. And I'm going to say this about Marco in front of our whole audience. Here's a young man that's been on pretty much every national media program in the country in the last couple of months. He's represented our faith so well. He's represented young conservatives. He's represented young men so well. And, students will come to Patriot Academy a lot, and if they've done anything like that, typically they brag about it, and they're, it goes to their head at a young age. Not Marco. Like, he didn't say anything to any of the other students. He never talked about, nobody would have even known how much he's done at such a young age. And so at the very end of the week, I bragged on him in front of everybody. But guys, he did so well debating the bills, bringing bills, just participating. And I hope I saw in him the same thing that happened to me when I was 19 and I went to something a little bit similar, where I found my people and I realized I'm not as weird as I thought I was. There's other young people that think about this stuff, but he just, it's shown. And I was so thankful. Gene and Terry, thank you for sponsoring him.
Absolutely.
And Marco, thank you for coming and giving us a shot at Patriot Academy.
All right, Marco, you got to speak truthfully. What'd you think?
Yes, sir. First off, I want to thank the Baileys for your donation. Thank you for investing in me. This is investing in the new generation. And thank you, Mr. Green, for setting up this great program for young conservatives.
Jesus Christ, dude. So they have, am I to understand they have this Patriot Bible College or whatever the fuck, or no, I'm sorry, that's Kent Hovind's. That's Kent Hovind's college that he went to. Patriot Academy teach you biblical citizenship or whatever is what this is. And they had this kid go to Patriot Academy. Is that what's going on right now?
It was a great experience. The first thing I said when I got in my mom's car was, other than church, this is the only place where people were literally praying without ceasing, as scripture encourages us to do. And
okay, well, why the fuck would people do that, like, outside of a church context? Isn't that like a religious / biblical command?
I really saw, aside from the fun parts, from the serious parts, it really was this culture of excellence and a culture of faith, and every decision, every word that people spoke was coming from their conviction in Christ. And I really appreciated that. And there's so many students across the country. So if you are discouraged about this next generation, don't be, because there's plenty of patriots to go around.
Wow,
Amen.
Rick, you can't get any better than that, man.
Amen. Love it.
Yeah, it's great. So if you have a young person that you will...
It's fucking disgusting that they propagandize to children, honestly. Talk about, like, taking advantage of children. Aren't these the same people who complain about grooming children, about the left grooming children? That is literally what they're doing. They are literally grooming children to be right-wing extremist fucking nutcases, right? Is this not grooming children?
Man, I need to send my son, my grandson, my neighbor's kid, pastor's kid, send them to Patriot Academy, patriotacademy.com. You can find out more information. Rick, what's the next event you got going people can send their kids to?
All right. I'm not listening to their stupid fucking ads. Let's jump forward. Hold on. 907. Let's see.
There on the top, he's even got the cowboy hat on. We, unlike the Texas House, we allow cowboy hats on the floor
good.
at the Texas legislature. So
Pepper, the official state drink.
So they did. Yep.
Marco, did you hold on?
It's like in real life, you got to
input.
And then when it's over, you still got my go, and I'm not forgetting about it. So it sounds a little goofy at first. I didn't like the idea the first year, but when I saw it work, now it's become a tradition for 20 years at Patriot Academy.
Cool. Well, Dutch, you've been sitting there. What do you think? This has been how encouraging is this?
No, it's just blowing me away. It's just amazing. I'm so excited when I see these young folks.
For some reason, that doesn't surprise me. Excited when you see young folks, yeah.
Getting substantive input to help them into not just patriotism, but the understanding that's needed to make a difference. It's just so encouraging. I love what you're doing, Rick. I think it's just incredible.
For the record, what they have is not patriotism, it's nationalism. They're different. Patriotism is like buying cleats and uniforms for your kid's whole team. You're sacrificing your own time and money and effort for other people in your community that you care about. What they have is nationalism, where they're poisoning the quarterback to get their kid to the top of the team. You're sacrificing other people to get what you want. You aren't sacrificing of yourself to help your community. That's the difference between the two. There is no patriotism to be found in these people. It's all nationalism.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, we are.
Well,
Yeah, Marco, so what's next? What's next, Marco?
Yes, sir. So last night I actually hosted the Attorney General candidate on the Republican side, Mays Middleton, at a local restaurant in Wiley with all the high school students. And we had him speak about his plan on the Republican ticket, but more importantly, it was just talking about getting young conservatives involved. And I start school this Thursday. As many viewers know what happened at my school, this next Thursday, we have new administrators, clean slate across the board. I recently met with the new principal. He's on board to support us, and we look like we're going to head in the right direction. And we are really optimistic.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
And we know that us as conservative students aren't going to be ostracized anymore, but are going to be
Oh, fucking please. Yeah, they're constant victims.
treated fairly as the other students.
And which year is this? Is this your senior year?
I'm going into my junior year of high school.
Junior year. Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Well, Marco, we're proud of you and glad you held on to your golf ball. We're going to pray for you before you go. Father, we thank you for Marco, what he represents to us, such an encouragement, like Dutch said, seeing these young people come up in the church and want to
Look at Dutch Sheet spreading his hands out. He's like Trump playing the accordion while he talks.
Show their faith and stand strong. So, Father, we pray for him as he goes into his junior year of high school. Be with him. Go before him. Angels surround him as he goes throughout his week. Father, we thank you for him. Thank you for what you're calling him to be and the place he fulfills. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Marco, thanks for coming by
Gene.
Flashpoint. Yes, Rick.
Thank you
I just want to tell Marco, hey, man, next year, let's bring 5 from Wiley. We'll have the Wiley, Texas coalition at Patriot Academy. And Dutch, when they came through the gate, we had the Appeal to Heaven flag flying. Still do. So anyway, it was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
These people are so fucking weird.
All right, Marco, thank you for coming on tonight and giving us an update.
Thank you all so much. You have a good night.
You too. You too. All right. I've got one. We're not going to spend much time on Iran, but I do want to give you the latest update. President Trump and what he said today about their devious negotiating tactics. Watch.
We have three powerful studies. We could just keep it.
Oh, right. Iran said they're not negotiating with the Trump administration again. They said they're waiting him out. buckle up for 4 years of suffering and high gas prices because they're not going to negotiate until Trump is out of office. Such a good negotiator, huh?
Along, and they're going to fail. We could just keep, doing sort of just like nice and easy, relaxed. Like I said, I'm sort of negotiating. You see, they're very devious negotiators because they'll agree to something, then they'll go out and tell the press that they never
did not.
to it. No, they're very dishonest people. So we have three strategies. Do what I'm doing now, just bop along and look how bad they're doing because the nations, they've got 300% inflation. They have no value. They're
Iran has 300% inflation, really? Hang on. Give me a second here. Hang on. All right, no, that's false. They do not have 300% inflation. They currently have 88% inflation in July 2026. Annual inflation of 66%. That's high. That's not good. But it's not 300% inflation, first of all. And second, the IRGC doesn't give a fuck about the Iranian people. You think they care if the Iranian people are suffering? Of course they don't.
currency has almost no value. They have they're not paying their soldiers. Their soldiers are leaving. So just keep that going because that's not sustainable. Hit them really, really hard.
None of this is true.
Or really, the third is just beat them economically, but we're doing that anyway. That's sort of a part of the first. So economically, they are a mess. They can't borrow money. We control their money. What?
He has to take it one step further to be even more insane every time, doesn't he?
They had, which is a lot. They had a lot. And we have total control of it. I'm their banker. I am their banker.
What do you think, Dutch? He's their banker.
Well, yeah, he probably is a good one. He's definitely in control of their finances, that's for sure. You know, we first decimated their military and then now.
No, we didn't. We didn't do that. Why the fuck do you think the Strait of Hormuz is still closed? You think that's because we decimated their military?
Their finances are collapsing and they have very little left. So I don't know where this is headed, but I know that we're going to do our part to pray so that the president has the wisdom he needs, he and his team. The body of Christ is stepping up, Gene.
Yeah, that's been working so well so far. Trump gaining wisdom from Jesus Christ, totally.
And we're not making the president fight by himself now, he and his advisors.
He fucking started it.
What is also a spiritual war. How can we expect him to do that? But I tell you, the church is rising up, and we're going to pray into him the wisdom he needs, the understanding he needs. He's going to make good decisions. He's going to make wise decisions because we're going to undergird him the way we're supposed to and help him get the job done.
All right, so there are some races going tonight, Rick. Wisconsin, DSA socialist Francesca Hong. Now, she's the one that said we should do away with Thanksgiving. And
she did not say that. Like years and years and years ago, She said Thanksgiving is a little grotesque because it's kind of a celebration of like genocide to some degree. And I think I can agree with that. I think now Thanksgiving is just fun. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe that's the ex-Jehovah's Witness side coming out. But she walked that back literal years ago. They dug up some old tweet that she apologized for from like 10 fucking years ago, and they will not leave it alone.
We should get rid of these holidays because
She did not say that.
they're racist.
She did not say that. None of that.
I don't know. She's running for governor. Mike Lindell's running tonight in Minnesota to win that nomination.
He lost.
Lindsey Graham's sister Darlene's running. We'll bring you, if there's valid updates to bring you before the end of the show, we'll do that. Of course, also races in Alabama, Connecticut, and Vermont. We'll keep track of that. Something important to tell you. We will keep track and let you know. All right. Here's what Nancy Pelosi had to say about the new Democrat Party. Does she really think this is going to work? You might be surprised. You might not. Watch.
I guess what I'm asking you is, what has happened in your party in which you have some of these incumbents, House members, who have lost their re-elections in places like New York and Colorado? And what does that say about the party today, do you think, going forward?
Nancy Pelosi is a blue dog Democrat to some degree, where she believes that the old Democratic Party of traditional values, she's like Republican light, basically. And any progressive values, any change, any moves forward are shunned by her. Do you have any idea how long it took for gay marriage to become an accepted issue on the left? Because of people like Nancy Pelosi, a long fucking time. Chicken or beef shawarma? Never had shawarma before. Actually, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry, I can't give a better answer. I'll give this as an answer. Neither. White cheddar Cheez-Its or extra cheesy Cheez-Its. That's what I would pick.
It says that the party is going to win the Congress. And by the way...
Because there's energy.
Well, because we must.
Because they must, Rick.
They literally cut her off in the middle of a word. Are you kidding me? She was in the middle of a fucking sentence. What was the rest of the sentence?
do you... Go ahead.
I'm surprised they still put her out publicly at this point. Hey, sorry, Gene, just back to what Dutch...
Who the fuck is they? Are they in the room with us right now? She is choosing to go out publicly and talk about things. See if you can make the page into dark mode, easy to see stuff without all that white in the background. Which thing are we referring to? I'm not sure which page we're talking about. Is it this one? Oh, yeah. I don't think you can turn this into dark mode, sadly. Not easily. Anyway.
Was saying just one quick thing on Iran, because I was watching Dutch earlier, had sent out a message, and I totally agree with this. He said God's power will be released in the Middle East as the church fulfills her role in intercession, releasing her kingdom authority there. I just want to remind people to pray for President Trump and pray for Iran, pray for the people there, pray for God's spirit to be released. And I think intercession is absolutely going to be necessary for that to be achieved. Dutch, I appreciate that so much. Man, and Gene, you mentioned the, no Thanksgiving, and then what the El Said guy up in Michigan, he doesn't like football. How do you not like football in Michigan and get elected? I don't know. That's good.
Who gives a fuck?
Happen. And I forgot the list, but the things that the Democrats are against right now, most political consultants would not say, hey, that's a great way to win an election. It's just kind of weird almost. And I think trotting out Nancy Pelosi is not going to help them either. So I'm not overly confident about the midterms. I think they're going to be close. I think we have to show up. But man,
that's absurd. Midterms are not going to be close. Republicans are fucked. They are fucked 6 ways from Sunday. I wrote this app, wavemap.us, that basically predicts what I think is going to happen. And I suspect Texas is going to go blue clearly, not even close, in one man's humble opinion. Virginia, Ohio, Iowa maybe even. Nebraska might even go blue, maybe. This is for senatorial elections, not for governor or whatever. For the House, I think Nebraska is going to lean red. Texas will lean red because of all the gerrymandering. For governors, Texas, I believe, is going to go blue. I think Georgia's going to go blue for governor. Iowa is purple. Florida is probably red. Hang on. My mouse is fucked up. What is going on with this fucking mouse? What is happening? Why is this mouse not working? I could see a scenario in which this happens. Nearly everything is blue. Probably not going to happen, but it's possible, in my opinion.
The Lord has set the table for us. I mean, the opportunity is there. If we're lazy and we don't seize this moment and take advantage of it.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I locked my screen by accident. This is very frustrating. One more time.
I think they're going to be close. I think we have to show up. But, man, the Lord has set the table for us. I mean, the opportunity is there. If we're lazy and we don't seize this moment and take advantage of this, it's going to be on us. Because right now, sharing those social messages, letting people know just how bad the Democrat socialists are, and we've got some good candidates out there. I mean, I think of Mike Lindell tonight. Here's a guy that put his life and fortune and,
oh, my God, it's painful.
Sacred honor, everything on the line to improve our elections and secure our elections, all the things that he did over the last 5 or 6 years. Let's go, Minnesota. Here's an opportunity to get behind somebody that
to lie and scam nonstop.
It's really standing up for us. Victor Marks in Colorado, great man of God there that's running. So we've got some really interesting power.
Victor Marks in Colorado? He's a complete fucking nutcase. Are you kidding me? He's the dude that killed people. Or he said, here.
Your campaign website falsely claimed that you had rescued more than 45,000 women and children, and that claim has since been taken down. How many women and children have you rescued from captivity and abuse?
We've never publicly given the number out for security reasons, and we don't have a need to. I would say it's more than one and less than a bunch.
Giving a number would put people in danger.
Yes.
You certainly do use specific rescue numbers, though, when you feel that it suits your purposes. You wrote in February of this year, just last month our team rescued 43 children from the grips of evil predators. Where did that rescue of 43 children happen?
In the U.S., and that was by, through, and with law enforcement, through a special operations that we do with protecting children's innocence.
Are you referring to Operation Northern Lights in Florida?
Yes.
Okay. So the U.S. Marshals named 25 partner agencies, including 2 rescue ministries that were involved in that operation. They said nothing about you and your ministry. But you're claiming credit for those 43 rescues? They didn't even mention you.
Does that mean we didn't help them?
Yes, dumbass. It fucking does.
No, I'm just curious why you think that is.
We don't require that we be listed or named in any operations.
What is the proof that you have rescued significant numbers of women and children?
Well, I just walked you through our training center.
You show me your own photographs.
Yeah.
Which are not proof of anything other than the fact that you took a photo with someone.
People believing it or not, it has no bearing on our work.
Let me throw out another theory and you can tell me what you think about it.
Okay.
What if the reason that you won't say how many women and children that you've rescued is because that number is actually quite small? But admitting that would hurt your fundraising. And now it would hurt your political campaign. So you cite individual stories of rescues, this one story in depth, this one story in depth, and then you tie those individual anecdotes together with big numbers, like we've helped 45,000 women and children. And if people think that your operation is bigger and more impactful than it is, it helps you financially, and it now helps you politically.
I don't think that's true. And whether people think we rescued 1 or 100 or 300 or 3,000, I think the response
He's so full of shit.
is still going to be the same. We're doing the work that we say we do.
So anyway, that's Victor Marx out of his fucking gourd. I thought that, for some reason, I thought this is the video where he said that his dad forced him to kill a man when he was 7 years old. I guess that was a different video. The point is, he's nuts.
Powerful candidates out there that can, I think, reach across to the middle and get people to turn out in the midterms that wouldn't normally go vote in the midterms. But it's going to take hard work, man. We've got, what are we down to, 100 days, less than 100 days. So we need to get busy.
They're fucked. They're all completely and totally fucked in the midterms.
Yeah, just a little over 80 days going into that. All right, this is probably my favorite clip of the night. And you got to understand, I am not a Sean Hannity fan. Most of the time,
no,
he kind of grates on me, but I got to give him credit for this one. This is you stop what you're doing and watch Sean Hannity.
I'm eating fucking Cheez-Its. I am not stopping what I'm doing.
Talk to this candidate about the tax rate. He's asked a very simple question, but he gets no answer. Watch.
Somebody making $100,000 a year, how much of every dollar should they be able to keep?
I think that the tax rate on most middle-class Americans and
Oliver,
Sean,
give me a number.
Oh my God! Can he not get the fucking answer out?
Not that
how
easy.
much out of every dollar should they be able to keep?
On cable news, but
$100,000. No, $100,000.
I don't think that we should be.
How much of every dollar should they be able to keep? It's a simple question. How much are you willing to let the government take? How much? Give us a number.
I want to see a return on our taxpayer investment. We pay into Medicare, and yet we don't get to benefit from Medicare.
Somebody works hard, makes $100,000 a year. How much of every dollar should they keep?
$100,000 a year. I'm trying to think if I have an answer to that. $100,000 a year. I think I'm okay with taxes on $100,000 per year where they are, maybe a little bit lower. I'm more worried about taxing the fucking shit out of billionaires until they're millionaires or even 100,000aires again. That's what I'm interested in.
I'm not interested in changing the tax rate on middle-class Americans, on people making $100,000. I want to raise taxes.
Somebody that
on the
makes
billionaire class and on the
$500,000 a
corporations
year,
that are getting
$500,000 a year. How much out of every dollar should they be able to keep?
50 cents out of every dollar. 500,000 a year, 50%.
It is in proportional to the top marginal tax rate.
Give me a number.
Where if you're making
Oliver, give me a number. How much
Sean,
out of every dollar should they keep?
It's not that simple.
It's not that simple. You're the one that wants, cradle to grave, womb to the tomb,
They
Green
should be
New
getting out
Deal.
what they put into the system.
Okay, so how
The
much
Green New Deal,
in your
I mean,
head?
we should have public ownership of utilities. We're experiencing a
DSA
climate
people talk a
crisis.
lot about fairness. What is fair for a guy that makes $500,000 a year?
50% is fair in my mind. And I'm leaning toward maybe no deductions. I don't know. 50% no deductions. I don't know. I would have to think about it more. What?
Out of every dollar, how much should the government get? Answer the question. Why don't you stop playing games?
The person making $500,000, $1 million a year, they should pay the same rate in Social Security tax as the rest of the working class because there's a Social Security
How much
income
out of
cap.
every
With the
dollar
Social
should go to
Security income
taxes?
cap,
Same as everybody else. 15.3% for Social Security tax. That's what he was just talking about. All the way up the chain. The problem is those are called FICA taxes, right? And it's 15.3 or 14.7 or something like that percent. I don't know what it is. It changes year to year. Your employer pays half, you pay half. But if you make over $120,000 a year, none of that beyond $120,000 a year is taxed with the FICA taxes. So we should, at a bare minimum, start adding that onto everything. I'm sorry. So at a bare minimum, we should start taxing beyond $120,000 a year for FICA taxes. That's what he's just talking about. Sean Hannity is asking for specific numbers, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. Because we have a progressive tax rate. There is no give me a number. He's talking about a flat tax, and we don't do flat taxes in the United States, really.
How much can they keep?
$184,500 a year.
Oliver, this is my last shot, and I'm going to say
that
goodbye.
A billionaire makes into the.
I'm not talking. I asked you $500,000 a year. How much should go to the government out of every dollar? How much should they be able to keep? Answer the question. Be honest, for crying out loud. What's fair?
They should pay the same Social Security tax rate as working class Americans.
Goodbye.
We need to raise the taxable income cap on Social Security.
You don't want to tell
are not
your real
paying
opinion because you know you will look stupid.
I mean, there is no flat, straight answer here.
Mission accomplished. He looks pretty stupid there. Give me a number. All right, so a little background on Oliver. 34-year-old Democrat socialist running for Congress in South Florida.
He was asking for an answer, a yes or no answer to a question that is not yes or no. And he was harassing him until he gave him a yes or no. That's basically what that was.
All right, this guy worked for Bernie Sanders as a campaign staffer. He supports Medicare for all, a $25 federal minimum wage per hour. Wants to abolish ICE and campaigns on anti-Zionist principles, ending the U.S. military aid to Israel. This is what the Democrat Party has become, Rick, and this is what they're putting forward. I mean, the fact he got that interview says exactly that's what they want.
Yeah, and they want you to keep none of your money. they want the government to
No, I want people to keep their money.
Control it all. I remember when Ambassador Alan Keyes ran for president back in 1996, and I supported him. He was my candidate in the primary. And he used to say about the income tax, he said, it's actually wrong for government to be able to take money out of your check before you even get your money. The fact that they...
I simply disagree, good sir. You can say that all you want, but it's nonsense. We live in a society, and there should be a base standard of living for that society. So you're saying that we shouldn't have senators, we shouldn't have congressmen, we shouldn't have the president or anything at all? Because if we have those things, we have to take money out of people's paychecks to pay them. They have to be paid, right? Don't all of these people have to be paid? You're saying it's immoral to have a president?
They can take money before you even see your own money is immoral. You should only spend money you should only pay taxes when you spend your money. So that's the opposite philosophy.
I'm sorry. You should only be taxed when you spend your money? You effectively are only taxed when you spend your money. He's talking about W-2 employees. If they wanted, they could prevent the government from withholding any of it. You could just keep it all. I mean, you could fill out the paperwork for that, keep it all, and then at the end of the year, pay in what you owe. I don't understand what the hang-up is here.
Right? These people actually think the government should control it all. And when you're talking about no prisons, you're talking about no military, no ICE, all the things that they want to do, you're talking about mass chaos in the country. And that's why I say it's such an opportunity. We need to talk about what they're for and talk about what they're against, because the American people do not agree with this. Look at the Massachusetts governor now signing this, abortion all the way up into the okay, good. Yeah, I mean, it's sick.
This is complete nonsense. All of this is complete nonsense. Under Roe v. Wade, people were not allowed to just get abortions for the fuck of it beyond a certain point, beyond 20 weeks, I believe, which is halfway through the second trimester. You couldn't just go out and get one because you want to. You had to have a doctor sign off that that you really need this abortion, or you're going to die, or the kid's going to die, or both.
sickening. And they celebrate it. They actually celebrate the death of children.
Nobody celebrates the death of children. Please get fucking help.
That anybody that's looked at any picture of a child in the womb or any of these videos of children in the womb, you know that's a baby. And they're celebrating, literally cheering and clapping the fact that they
Who the fuck is doing literally cheering and clapping? Literally cheering and clapping people getting abortions, really? They can't even make their shit believable.
now kill those babies. So there's a stark contrast. Don't let anybody believe you when they say uniparty, Republicans and Democrats are the same. Look, we Republicans have our problems, no doubt, but there is such a stark contrast. It is no longer Republican versus Democrat or left versus right. It's good versus evil at this point.
That's fucking insane. That is cult mentality right there. It's not good. It's dangerous. It's damaging to have this good versus evil mindset. It's right in the literature.
It sure is. In fact, Dutch, I want you to comment, but I want you to watch this. Rick just referred to it. Governor Maura Healey officially signed this law allowing abortion to go up to 34 weeks.
I doubt that it's elective abortion. It's probably if you need one and there's like an emergency, and I'm all for that. You should be able to get one if it's an emergency, and somebody is going to die if you don't.
Today, Governor Healey signed a bill expanding access to abortion care after 24 weeks of pregnancy.
Supporters said it gives patients and doctors more options.
Wait, they just said 24 weeks, right?
Abortion care after 24 weeks.
24 weeks. Flashpoint just said 34 weeks. Was that intentional? Did they intentionally lie like that? That's second trimester. That's not third trimester. Why did they say third trimester? This is what these people do. They fucking lie like they breathe.
Just referred to it. Governor Maura Healey officially signed this law allowing abortion to go up to 34 weeks.
He just said 34 weeks, up to 34 weeks. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find info on this. Let's keep listening while I look.
Today, Governor Healey signed a bill expanding access to abortion care after 24 weeks of pregnancy.
Supporters said it gives patients and doctors more options in difficult medical situations, but opponents say the law goes too far. NBC 10's Brittany Cadet joins us live from Newton with what's changing and, Brittany, what it could mean for patients.
There is no two sides to this. People should be able to get one if they're gonna die. This should be legal if there's like an ectopic pregnancy type of thing happening right now. Which happens a lot. You'd be surprised. New viewer suggested this video. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw this. I didn't see the video, but hold on. Give me a second. See if I can pull that up. Thanks for the recommendation. Give me just a second here. All right, let's keep listening.
Yeah, Glenn, good afternoon. Massachusetts is now among a handful of other states that allow abortion later in pregnancy, and that's, of course, with the approval of a doctor. Now, supporters say that...
Right, the approval of the doctor bit. That's the important part, right? With the approval of a doctor. You can't just go in and do it because you want to. You can't just do it for the fuck of it. You have to have doctor's approval that somebody is going to die if you don't do this.
This change is helpful for those patients going out of state for care. However, opponents say this expansion for abortion access is too far.
Why today 1 in 3 women sadly live in states with no access to abortion care.
Governor Maura Healey making it official Monday, signing the Prioritizing Patient Access to Care Act into law. Under the previous law, abortions after 24 weeks were only allowed under certain circumstances, including serious risks to the patient or certain fetal diagnosis. The new law removes those restrictions, allowing physicians to use their professional judgment when determining whether care can be provided.
That's good. What's the problem here? I don't understand. What are they complaining about? Why are they mad about this?
Until now, those conversations have at times been on a clock, one that was arbitrary and not grounded in science. Now, families can have the time and privacy that they deserve to make the decisions about their own bodies and their own pregnancies that everyone should fundamentally have the right to make.
Supporters say the change will ensure patients can access care in Massachusetts instead of being forced to travel out of state. But critics argue the new law goes too far. The Massachusetts Family Institute releasing a statement saying, in part, the governor's signing of this bill into law is a radical expansion of abortion that puts mothers at risk.
It puts mothers at risk. It literally does the exact opposite. It literally removes risks from mothers. What the fuck are they talking about? They lie like they breathe. They are shameless about how they lie. By the way, I'll take a look at that video. I have the Hemameta video pulled up, and we'll take a look in just a minute.
Everybody seems to be concerned, Dutch, about enough time, except for the baby. Baby has no choice.
Well, first of all, in a lot of these cases, when people need abortions, the mother's gonna fucking die if she doesn't get one. Second, this fear-mongering garbage about abortion, this religious, this outrage, these people are doing this terrible thing. This is completely fabricated for political reasons. Okay, this anti-abortion push exists solely for political reasons. The people who came up with this did so for political reasons. Not because they believed abortion was bad, but because they wanted to find a culture war issue that they could benefit from. And they found it. The fact is, having a kid with somebody is a beautiful thing. You know, it's something that it's a unique experience. But if you were raped, that experience is no longer beautiful. Every time I look at my kid, I know that kid was made in love. What does the woman who was raped think when she sees her kid? It is immoral to not get an abortion at 6 weeks under some circumstances. It is immoral. That kid, that eventual kid, is going to have a terrible fucking life, a hard life, and is not going to be loved the way that every human being should be. So now the question is it moral to prevent pregnancy before it happens? If your answer to is it moral to prevent pregnancy is yes, then why is it immoral to stop the pregnancy a week or two in, or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks in? There's a line, I'll give you that. There is a line where it becomes a serious moral question. Where is that line? I argue around 15 weeks, when you should start taking it seriously and seriously considering the moral consequences of what you're doing. Before that point, why?
I'll write about this and talk about it in tomorrow's post, Gene. I couldn't get it out of my mind as I watched this signing and these people clapping to this heinous right now to kill a baby up until full term.
That's complete. Are you hearing this shit? Full term, really? Full term means 40 weeks, dipshit. Gene Bailey said 34 weeks, and then the news actually said 24 weeks. That's not full term. They know what they're doing, right? They know they're lying.
And I use the phrase that they all clapped with hell as they signed this bill. And that's exactly what happened.
Wow, creative. They all clapped with hell. Geez, you're a thinker.
As far as I'm concerned, they made it into Hell's Hall of Fame. But I said every one of them should be made to watch firsthand several babies at full term massacred in the womb and watch them.
That literally does not happen. That is not something that takes place. Get fucking help.
Writhe in pain. I'm so disgusted with this.
Disgusting.
I have no words for it. This is inhuman. This is despicable.
Well, it would be if what he was saying were real.
This is evil. This is hellish. I was so angry, and I still am, if you can't tell. I just, it's just so hideous.
It's horrible. It is horrific. And that's why we need to pray. And, Dutch, this Friday, August 14th, we've got an event coming up. I want you to talk about what's happening there at your brother Tim's church in Middletown, Ohio, because I believe this is so important. In fact, we believe it's so important. Flashpoint is going to carry this Friday night, right after the program ends. We'll go straight and show you what happened there in Ohio. So those of you that can't come, you'll be able to watch it. But if you can, Dutch, kind of talk about the Ecclesia Prayer Coalition and Healing Summit.
Yeah, thank you, Gene. I appreciate you getting behind this. But, the event was already scheduled just to pray for people's healing. But toward the end of July, the last week or so, God began to grip my heart with such...
Sounds hot. He was gripping your what?
An intensity over the situation in Iran. And it took several different veins. He challenged me that the church wasn't doing her part in praying for the president and for the troops and against this war and the whole scenario. And so I started writing about that. And then I wrote about a couple of dreams where, two different dreams. In one dream,
prophetic dreams, of course,
Reese Howells from the cloud of witnesses came to a group of us intercessors, wrapped his mantle around us, and said, in order to accomplish what's needed in this hour, you're going to have to wear the mantle that we wore in World War II when we prayed against the Nazis. So it's governmental intercession.
Oh, my God.
And I wrote about that. And anyway, as I wrote about this, Tim, my brother, called me. He's hosting this. And he said, man, I'm feeling this so much. And he said, let's just change the emphasis and turn this into a night of intercession for Iran. What do you think? And I said, well, I'm...
Wait, what's the goal with Iran in their mind? Is the goal to kill all of the Iranians, or is it to pull out of Iran, or what?
On board. And so we decided to do that. And listen, a couple of days later, I was invited to a Zoom call with several prayer leaders from around the nation and some very influential leaders in Washington who wanted to know, hey, how can we pray more? How can we work together? And this subject of Iran came up. I didn't bring it up. Lou Engle brought it up. And he said, we got to pray more for Iran. Pray.
Oh, that fucking nutcase? Wow. He's actually doing a really good impression of Lou Engle.
Can we do a special event or whatever? And one of the people listening said, well, Dutch is already doing one. Well, Lou went crazy. The room went crazy. And they said, we're on board. We're going to get behind this. Well, they hijacked the meeting. And they said, we want this to be a national thing and international. And it has taken off. I tell you, I've never had anything that God breathed on like he breathed on this. From the time I announced...
God breathes on things? Okay.
Let's start praying daily regarding Iran and this war without knowing it, without even knowing we're going to change the emphasis of the meeting to do this. From the day I said, let's start doing this until the day before the prayer meeting is 21 days, the same number of days that Daniel prayed and the Prince of Persia was overcome in Iran. So, and then somebody told me, and you know what? They said, we started researching, and guess what? The tricolored Iranian flag was inaugurated on August 14th, 1905.
Okay, what does that have to do with literally anything?
Very date.
Wow.
So God he's been confirming to us over and over and over again, I am in this. You're going to pray for this nation. You're going to pray regarding the war. You're going to pray for harvest. I have known for some time, I've said it on here, this is a spiritual war. I know it's physical, but it's spiritual. It's about the great harvest in Iran, the harvest in the Middle East. I believe it's the beginning when that breaks forth. I believe it's the beginning of the billion soul harvest that's coming. I spoke to an Iranian brother today who lives in America and ministers over there. God is already moving, Gene. He's doing remarkable things in Iran. He said to me, it's already the fastest growing underground church in the world. Wow. They had 500 believers, known believers, 500 in 1979 when this regime took over. 500. Now there are several million. That's how God has used this. Right. There were 75,000 mosques in Iran when that regime took over. It is now down from 75,000 to 25,000. 66% of them have gone because...
So is he saying that Iran is no longer predominantly Muslim?
The Iranian people, they are not behind Islam anymore.
I agree. They're not behind any religion. They're predominantly secular, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Disillusioned with Islam. I believe God's going to send such a revival there that it's going to be a beachhead of the gospel into the entire Middle East and launch this billion soul harvest. Can you tell I am worked up over this? I believe, Gene, not because I have anything to do with it, but because of the way God is behind it and the many people that are getting on board. There'll be millions of people, I believe, that see this night, some live, some later. I believe, literally, this night of prayer can change the world.
I believe you're absolutely right. And then when you told me about this, and I heard about this on Give 15, it's like we got to do our part. So we're gonna carry that. And so all of you that can't see it and you watch just Friday night, right?
I still don't know what they're even praying for. Are they praying for Iranians to just be Christian or what?
After Flashpoint, we'll go straight to that event. And you won't miss a thing. So you can watch Flashpoint, go straight to that. Before we go to break, Dutch, would you pray? Let's go ahead and pray before we go there.
Father, we feel your passion regarding this night because your heart is so much to...
And conveniently, God's passion exactly matches their passion, huh?
Redeem. That's right. And you are coming for this massive, massive, greatest of all harvests in our day. Lord, I am so convinced this is part of that, and we must get behind it. And I ask you to help us to do it right, help us to have a divine, a holy blend of humility and boldness. Show us what to do, how to do it, mobilize many to join us. And Lord, help us to break the back of that evil stronghold in the Middle East, in Iran, the Prince of Persia, all that comes with that. Break through it, Lord, and give us this harvest. We cry out for it. We cry out for harvest in the Middle East. Lord, do what you've promised. We ask you for it in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
Absolutely psychotic, every one of these people. Tell me what you think in the comments. I actually want to listen to to Gene Bailey's book. I've been doing that at the end of each stream. So let me pull it up. Actually, I'm going to let this play for a second. I'm going to go grab something. I'll be back in just a minute, and then we're going to read his book, okay? All right, I'll be right back.
I'm not surprised, but nowadays we don't take anything for granted. Rick, does that surprise you at all? Rick?
Was that me? Sorry,
yes.
I thought you asked for Dutch. No. Look, I mean, obviously, just name ID in general, and she's been in the news a lot, obviously, with the appointment to fill the post. So, yeah, definitely had the advantage here. Yep. Probably the right move. And to be honest, I didn't get to study the different candidates on this one, so I'm not sure who's the most like us in terms of biblical perspective and conservative principles. But Trump obviously had enough confidence in her, and I did see a couple of her speeches after she got the appointment. She seems pretty good. So, probably the right move for sure for winning in November as well.
Yeah. And and you bring up a good point, and this is no shade on Darlene, but something as simple as name recognition is massive when it comes to an election. This is why people spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on advertising and signs and billboards and TV ads. Because if you go to you don't know what people stand for, you go, oh, I saw that guy's name, I'll vote for him.
Right.
You can't do that. You guys, you can't do that. You got to know what people are standing for, and it's going to take an effort.
Gene,
yes.
There's also just a great story there, right? With how, they had a pretty bad childhood and how he took care of her. I mean, there's just a cool story there. It's actually kind of cool to have her honoring him in the Senate and fulfilling his mission.
That's your state, Dutch. What do you think?
Well, I'm not surprised either. I think, the name recognition, as Rick said, Trump's endorsement, and just the story, the emotions behind it all. And I don't know much about the lady either. She seems like a wonderful person, and we'll see. But I don't think Trump would get behind someone that wasn't truly conservative. He's got a pretty good record at picking. So anyway, I think it's a good thing.
Amen. All right, today, a Marine that was imprisoned in Russia since 2022 was released.
Robert Gilman, after spending more than 4 years in prison, President Vladimir Putin approving a humanitarian pardon, with Gilman now on his way home to the United States. Correspondent Molly Lyon, live near Boston, not far from Gilman's hometown of Lowell, Massachusetts, with the very latest. This is a very happy day, Molly.
It is a good one for his family, and it's worth noting that the president was very involved in this. President Trump posting on Truth Social today that he spoke with the Russian President Vladimir Putin personally on this issue and helped to bring former U.S. Marine Robert Gilman home. Quote, that he was released very much on a humanitarian basis. We appreciate this decision and the fact that Russia asked for no one in return. No exchange took place. The 32-year-old American is regaining his freedom right now, but he faces a pretty challenging road towards regaining his health. He is now on a State Department aircraft along with his mother and a medical team, making a swift journey back to the United States, first to Andrews Air Force Base in Washington, D.C., then ultimately on to Texas, where severe health concerns will be addressed. A statement from a family representative reads, Robert's full medical assessment will be done when he gets back to the U.S., and his family will join him at a U.S. military hospital in Texas as he starts the long road to recovery. Imprisoned in Russia since January 2022 during the Biden administration, accused of striking a police officer on a train and sentenced to over 4 years in prison. U.S. officials have long maintained that Gilman has been wrongfully detained. President Trump also noting in this Truth Social post that he spoke with Gilman and that he had one request, a great cheeseburger when he lands. The president promised, I will take care of that, a very American request.
Most likely it'll be In-N-Out, I'm thinking probably, or Whataburger. I don't know. All right, so that's not the only good news. I want to leave you with a few good news stories. These are good things that we're seeing. Marco Rubio released a video, powerful message about the American way. Watch.
Great nations are born of great people. They cannot survive long without them. Duty, sacrifice, service to a cause beyond oneself, belief in something larger and more important than the individual. These are the causes that impelled a group of extraordinary men to declare their independence to the world 250 years ago. The men who signed our Declaration of Independence understood that liberty meant something much more than being able to do whatever one wants. It was not the mere absence of limits. It was not liberation from man's duty to family, to nation, to God. They understood that order and virtue are the indispensable foundation of a free people, and that human virtue has to be cultivated by human institutions like the family, the church, just and moral laws, and the habits and practices of self-government. This is the true American tradition of freedom, passed down to us across the generations, stewarded and defended by men and women for 250 years. It has been the foundation of American greatness. Let us all pray that it will continue for the next 250 years as well.
Okay, check this out. I'm really proud. Oh, I forgot. I was going to hit the Hemet Meta thing.
A Christian pastor in West Virginia.
We'll come back to that in a second. I wanted to show you guys something else really cool. First, let me pull it. Wait. Good versus evil. Open. How did... I ran this through 32B. How did it do? Not bad. Could be worse. Christian nationalism. Yeah, okay. It's doable. Workable. Let me just download this video real fast from Hemet Meta. Start. And then, yeah, it's downloading currently. And I really wanted to show you guys... I wanted to pull this app that I've been writing. Open folder. Nope. OMFG. Everything is falling apart on me. New window. Slowly but surely, it's getting there. I believe in you. Come on. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Everything is going so slow. Open folder. Foundry. I named it Foundry. Yeah, here we go. I haven't built it for the Mac yet. Let's see if it works. If the packaging works or needs more time invested into fixing it. Because I'd really love to show it off here if I could. App. Dist. No, not dist. Release. Foundry, ARM, x64. Here we are. All right, let's talk about Hemet Meta real fast. Check this video out from Hemet Meta.
A Christian pastor in West Virginia has completely empty freezers at his food bank, which is so sad. But it's not because food is unavailable, it's because he rejected donations. And why did he reject them? Because some of the donors support LGBTQ people.
So, so people are literally going hungry because he does not like LGBT people. There is a direct one-to-one connection to him hating gay people and everybody else, just non-LGBT people, just poor people not eating.
Pastor Alvin Christian, who opened up God's Storehouse Food Bank in Bluefield, West Virginia in 2023, reportedly helps feed up to 800 families a day.
By the way, this is exactly why nonprofit organizations should not be allowed to discriminate, period. I don't give a fuck if you're a religious organization or you have exemptions or whatever. Completely irrelevant to me. People either need food or they don't need food. You should not be allowed to discriminate like that.
But in a now deleted video, which I have a copy of, he explained why that was the case.
Yeah, as you can see, our cupboards are empty, our freezers are empty. We have nothing in the warehouse as far as food-wise at this moment. But to let you know, the reason why we're in this position is because I've done some research. I made the phone calls. I talked to the proper people, and I asked the question, are y'all tied in or partners with LGBTQT, whatever, movement? And they said yes. I've done some more research and found out that they are part of the gay rights movement.
Yeah, he did some research. And he discovered that potential food suppliers often work with LGBTQ organizations. So he refused the food. Let the people starve.
What a fucking piece of shit, dude. Seriously. Like, it wasn't affecting him in any way, shape, or form. Does he really need to make other people suffer for his hatred?
He insisted he would never discriminate against LGBTQ people who needed food from him. He just wasn't going to take it from them. Because, you know, that's how exploding diarrhea happens. If you're insane, well, guess what? He doesn't have to turn LGBTQ people away now because his own bigotry has already ensured there's nothing to give anybody. What does he think happens when canned goods come from an LGBTQ-friendly organization? Does he think cereal makes somebody trans? Alvin portrays this as a courageous sacrifice, but he's not the one paying the price. The hungry families who rely on his food bank are. And when one critic told him this wasn't the message of Jesus, look how Alvin Christian responded.
It is my sincere prayer that God has mercy on your cancerous soul and the lives that you have negatively affected.
You must be gay.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? You must be gay. You don't hate gay people, so you must be gay yourself.
Hey,
you must be gay.
That's the conclusion?
That's just what I feel that you are.
This guy's entire life is
And of course, you know, facts over feelings, as we know, are the most important things with Republicans.
That's just what I feel that you are.
This guy's entire life is run by his imaginary gaydar. The sad thing is this guy was doing something truly incredible. He was feeding the hungry, but now we find out he's willing to let them starve if it means gay cooties might enter his warehouse. The man is using Christianity as an excuse to avoid doing one of the most commendable things a Christian could do.
What a complete piece of shit, genuinely. Hey, since we're here, when you're overqualified for the job, that's intense. I'm sorry. We just burned 2 minutes watching that shit. That was wild.
A Christian.
Anyway, point is, people like this are fucking vile. And it doesn't surprise me, honestly. In fact, you know, it's going to get worse. People doing shit like this is going to get a lot more common before it gets less common. It's going to get more common before Trump supporters start to feel embarrassed by who they are and who they support. Tell me what you think in the comments. Anyway, I have this app that I wrote called Foundry, and it's basically, it uses a local AI model, like one that runs on my computer. It doesn't use other people's water, doesn't use electricity, it doesn't have a loud sound or any of the other complaints people might have about data centers. It's just on my computer, that's it. And it's a vision model. And this vision model looks at PDFs and converts them to EPUBs. I have done a lot of tweaking and a lot of work to get it right. But this is a 17-page document from JSTOR called Working Towards the Fuhrer, written in, I think, 1993 by Ian Kershaw, Hitler's biographer. And it's a really fascinating framework. But it's got footnotes, you know, it's got page numbers, headers, and everything else. So I should be able to hit OCR convert. Ooh, this is an outdated version of it. Yeah, this is outdated. Shit. That's okay. Well, it may still work. Let's see. Let me check my memory pressure, see if it's going to work. It should. I'm hoping. Yep. Looks like the memory pressure is going up. It's really cool. I'm super proud of it. We'll come back to it in a second once it finishes. Oh, look. It started. There's some progress here. Page 1 of 17. I can see it going in the background. Sorry, I just heard a weird noise. I was worried. All right, we'll come back to Foundry in a minute. Let's listen to Gene Bailey. Here it is, right here. I actually text-to-speeched...
Chapter 8, State of Confusion.
I text-to-speeched a book, Nuremberg, Infamy on Trial. Really good book. Let me refresh here. Let's see. I've been listening to it.
And modest armchairs for the alternates. Judge Parker, the American alternate, had been outraged. The ordinarily placid North Carolinian complained that the little seat was an insult. Furthermore, the distinction in chairs pointed out the ambiguous state of the alternates. Just why were they in Nuremberg? What were they supposed to do beyond waiting for someone to take sick or die?
That's text-to-speech. That's fucking good, right? But we're here for killing America.
SOO consider Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Yeah, I haven't re-TTS'd this. We already read this chapter. We're on chapter 9 now. Yeah, here we go. Let me pull up a picture of Gene Bailey so I can insert it. Here we go. There's this book by this guy named Gene Bailey right here. It's absolutely insane. It's like a domestic terrorist's manual or whatever. And I want to give it a listen and see what it had to say. We're on chapter 9. This isn't the first. If you didn't see the others, don't sweat it. This stands independently of the rest. I'll give context if it's missing. I text-to-speech this myself, so there are a couple of little errors here or there. Like there was a drop cap here where it says walls can be a good thing. So it separated the two, but it's not bad overall.
Fortifying the walls. Walls can be a good thing. They protect and create security. They define boundaries and allow freedom within for people to safely live and move and develop.
Sure, okay. Walls can be a good thing. All right.
Walls have played a significant role throughout the history of mankind. In AD 1022, in what is now northern England, occupying Roman forces constructed a stone wall 12 feet high and 8 feet wide, stretching 73 miles from one coast of the island to the other. It's named Hadrian's Wall, and its primary purpose was to be a physical barrier slowing the invasion of raiders, intent on plundering the country for treasure or slaves. Sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar. So is he implying that he thinks that refugees from Central and South America are trying to plunder the United States for slave labor and plunder our wealth and our goods or whatever? Is that what he's saying?
We believe we have those set on plundering America, taking our treasures and making slaves of us.
That is what he's saying. Damn, if I had made it one more sentence. What the fuck is he talking about? Refugees from South America are turning us into slaves.
Long before Hadrian's Wall, around 220 BC, the Chinese had already built the mother of all walls, the Great Wall of China, which stretched a whopping 1,371 miles.
I'm sorry, it's not very good at reading numbers. 13,171 miles is how many miles it stretched. I don't even know if that's real. Probably. But don't trust a word out of their mouths from this book. They lie like they breathe.
It, too, was for protecting against invaders. On a side note, we personally find it ludicrous that the country that built the most ominous and sophisticated wall for their country's protection is working with our government to destroy our borders, our walls, and our protection.
I'm sorry, China is working with our government to destroy our borders and walls? I feel like these people live in a reality that is completely, like, antithetical to reality, like actual reality. And they assume everyone else does too. So they just say the wildest shit. They just bust it out like everybody will know what they're talking about. And like almost nobody does.
Erecting walls to protect from invaders seems to be a pretty common sense concept. Why? Because they work.
Okay, sure. If there were invaders in the United States, there aren't.
Historically, a former president of the United States partially won his campaign due to his promise to build a wall on the Mexican border to protect America from invasion. Right now, from all of the people we talk to, overwhelmingly, the number one concern and potentially a determining factor on how they vote is the issue of our current open borders. Officials are deeply concerned that the open borders pose a national security threat. The question we ask ourselves is why
nobody is concerned with that. Nobody is afraid of that. Nobody thinks that it poses a national security threat. Please get help. Okay, what he's claiming is that people are coming over the southern border, like enemy nations are coming over the southern border. China is sending fighting age males over the southern border to have a kid and get like citizenship or whatever through the kid. And that's going to lead to a full-blown invasion. It's delusion to a degree I cannot articulate. It is insane what he's saying right now.
Why would anyone in authority intentionally risk national security? Why does it appear that the gates have been opened to allow a tsunami of evil to flood in? When the current administration came into power, they abruptly stopped construction of the wall and stacked hundreds of millions of dollars worth of wall building supplies in huge piles simply to waste away. But wait, a decision was made by the leader of the current administration to sell some of the supplies to avoid legislation that would require the materials to once again be used to continue construction of the wall.
Wait, I'm sorry. A decision was made by Biden, because that's when this was written, to sell some of the supplies to avoid legislation that would require the materials to once again be used. What the fuck is he talking about?
What an utter slap in the face. Then they flung open the gates, allowing a tsunami of evil to flood in. In October 2023, the Washington Examiner reported that enough fentanyl stopped at border in past year to kill every American 18 times. Kill.
I'm not sure about that, but yes, fentanyl is around and that's bad. So what? Is that Biden's fault? Are you saying that Biden is to blame, that Biden tried to bring in all of the fentanyl? I feel like the fact that he mentioned China in this is at least heavily implying that he thinks that China is trying to kill America with fentanyl, when the reality is China is not manufacturing and delivering fentanyl to the United States. Cartels are doing that, and they're using Chinese precursors because the precursors are a lot easier to get in China.
Every American. Not to mention letting in hundreds of thousands unvetted, potentially diseased, dangerous criminals and gang members.
That's not happening. Unvetted? First of all, no. That's not happening. People who come into the United States as almost exclusively as refugees over the border are not unvetted. They go to the UN Refugee Center and they check in and put their name on paper or whatever. Almost all undocumented immigrants that came here overstayed their visa. Almost every single one. That is not the same as just walking over the border, fighting-age Chinese males walking over the border. Fucking insane.
We have to ask ourselves, why are potentially nefarious people being allowed to just walk in and potentially harm Americans when all that needs to be done is to secure the border wall?
That was a lot of potentialities. And the border wall is quote-unquote secured now. But is he still bitching about immigration to this day? Yes, he is. Obviously.
It sure seems to us like there's a hidden agenda that is becoming more exposed each day. The American citizens who love their country are waking up. We need that wall, along with strong gatekeepers, to define and secure our borders and boundaries. What's interesting about those who are killing America is they preach passionately, with great moral haughtiness, to tear down the walls protecting America and to defund the police while they surround their own homes with walls and fences and surround themselves with private security guards.
Great haughtiness. Okay, I don't know about you. I don't have security guards and fences and shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
The Pope, for example, who condemned the border wall, resides behind the massive walls of the Vatican for his protection.
What these people are doing right now is pure unadulterated racism and hatred. Immigration is phenomenally good for our country. There is no downside to immigration. If he sees a downside, there is one reason. That one reason is racism. That is it.
Practically all of those in Hollywood who are heading the charge against building a wall go home to houses in walled or gated communities with their own private security staff.
Okay, like 0.2% of the country has gated security staff. It's certainly more than that are complaining about immigration.
The general population cannot have walls while the rich and famous do. That's like the climate control nuts condemning us for our much-needed vehicles while they fly around the world to their global warming conventions in private jets that burn considerably more fuel. And
right, who the fuck is berating him for his vehicle use? Who the fuck is doing that? What individual is berating you for that? For using a fucking car?
Emit way more emissions. In China recently, they've discovered abandoned electric vehicles, new, sitting in parking lots because some of them couldn't hold a charge more than 6 hours without recharging.
I don't believe that. But either way, okay. 6 hours isn't that bad. Shit. It takes most people an hour of driving total to get to work and then home again, right? Why are you complaining about 6 hours of driving? That's a lot.
They just don't seem to be the solution for practical travel.
That's just not true. They are. But either way, who gives a fuck? I don't understand. How the fuck is he pivoting so fucking hard? This is wild, dude. This dude pivots like I've never seen in my life.
But they are being touted by the elites as the way we must go. The government wants to dictate where we go, how we get there, our own personal restrictions, masks, distancing, vaccine status, and how we cook our meals, gas versus electric.
Nope. Nobody cares if you use gas or electric. Nobody cares if you get the vaccine or whatever. I care that you stay up to date on your vaccines, or you at the very least get your kid vaccinated, because measles is making a comeback right now. Fucking measles. Okay, that shit was eliminated in the United States just 20 years ago. Didn't exist in the United States. And now we have measles outbreaks again.
They really would like to control all of our life decisions and whether we're allowed to live a life.
I couldn't possibly care less how this dude lives his life. Also, that thing about gas stoves, this is dating the book because this is a culture war issue that existed at that time that was completely fabricated. Do you guys remember this shit? Gas stoves. It was discovered that gas stoves are bad for your health if you don't have a ventilation hood. And the vast majority of gas stoves don't have ventilation hoods. It's like smoking 20 cigarettes a day, that kind of thing, to my understanding, to use a gas stove. And this shithead took that as a sign that he needs to complain about and buy a gas stove. Complain about how he's not allowed to own one and then go buy one to stick it to the man. It's like, nobody gives a fuck if you're killing yourself faster. Go nuts.
The hypocrisy is beyond belief. Don't get us started on the double justice system in our country. One for the elite progressives and one for conservatives.
Fucking please, really? One for the elite progressives? Donald Trump committed 30-something felonies and got out of it. Got out of it with absolutely no legal consequences. Tell me that that's not a double-sided justice system.
You know it's true. You're watching it happen and are quietly thinking, when will it be us?
When will it be us?
We are fed up. Yes. Walls are good. God is all for building and maintaining strong walls. King Solomon, who built the temple wall and the wall of Jerusalem, wrote, "A person without self-control is like a city with broken down walls." Proverbs 25:28 NLT. He was talking about personal walls of self-control, but it was a metaphor based on a practical truth. When walls are broken down, bad stuff floods in. Why would anyone opt for no walls of protection? God is a strong wall. I will say of the Lord, wrote the psalmist, He is my refuge and my fortress. Psalm 91, 2 NKJV.
Psalm 91, love it. I mean, TTS isn't perfect, but I think it's pretty fucking good personally.
A fortress is known for having walls of fortification, so those inside are safe. God himself instructed the wall to be built around the temple and the city of Jerusalem. Over the years, however, God's people let it fall into disrepair. Fractures, cracks, and holes were allowed to expand, and support structures were allowed to crumble. Israel's enemies were all too happy to contribute to the wall's downfall. After more than 2 centuries, the wall was virtually in ruins when Nehemiah stepped up to the plate. You know the story. We touched on it earlier. Let's briefly revisit it. Nehemiah, though Jewish, had never personally been to Jerusalem. Born in Babylonian exile, he became a cupbearer to King Artaxerxes, which was an honorable position of trust. One day
Artaxerxes, I believe, was responsible for having the temple rebuilt. Solomon's second temple.
News reached him concerning the desperate condition of Jerusalem, particularly its broken down walls. The survivors who are left from the captivity in the province are there in great distress and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem is also broken down, and its gates are burned with fire. Nehemiah 1, 3 NKJV. As Nehemiah heard about his people back home and their struggle to carry on the call of God as a nation, his heart broke. When I heard these words, Nehemiah said, I sat down and wept, and mourned for many days. I was fasting and praying before the God of heaven. Nehemiah 1, 4 NKJV. The desecrated walls around the city left the people wide open to Israel's enemies. While in deep mourning, Nehemiah was moved to pray and fast on their behalf, and then to take action, even though he lived more than 900 miles away. That's a long way on Camelback, but it didn't stop him from obeying God's call. Christian minister and theologian Frederick Buechner wrote, Whenever you find tears in your eyes, especially unexpected tears, it is well to pay the closest attention.
What the fuck does that mean? When you have tears in your eyes, you should pay attention? I don't understand.
They are not only telling you something about the secret of who you are, but more often than not, God is speaking to you through them of the mystery of where you have come from and is summoning you to where. You should go next. Nehemiah knew what he had to do and didn't waste time. He went straight to God and then to those with whom he had influence. God gave him favor, and with the financial support and military backing of King Artaxerxes, Nehemiah rallied the remnant in Jerusalem and began the task of repairing the wall. The whole time they worked on the wall, however, the enemy ridiculed them and tried to stop them. "What does this bunch of poor, feeble Jews think they're doing?" the scoffers chatted. "Do they actually think they can make something of stones from a rubbish heap, and charred ones at that?"
So is the point here that people were making fun of the Jews for building a wall when they were right to do so all along? I think that's what he's saying, right?
Nehemiah 4, 2 NLT. Nehemiah.
Why does he keep using different Bible translations through the entire thing? Anyone else notice that? Earlier he used the New King James Version, then he used the NLT, whatever the fuck that is. Look, New King James. Look, it right here. This is what I'm talking about. NKJV and NLT, 2 paragraphs apart. Why? Why does he keep doing that? Shouldn't you pick a fucking translation? Was he really sitting there comparing 6 different translations while writing this book and finding the version that most fit what he already believed and inserting that one?
His answer of faith was to encourage the people in the face of the opposition. Do not be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, great and awesome, and fight for your brethren, your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your houses. Nehemiah 4, 14 NKJV. It got to the point where Nehemiah instructed his people to work with a brick in one hand and a sword in the other, said Nehemiah 4, 17. They were fighting by building the wall. The rest is history. God took those wounded, trampled down people, and rebuilt that devastated wall into an amazing display of protection and beauty. In a record 52 days, they pulled off something no one else could do in over 200 years. Nehemiah's call to Israel is also a calling to us. Imagine what God could do through us if we came together to repair America. The enemy is scoffing the same sort of things to us. We don't need your God or values. Shut up and keep to yourself. You're a racist hater if you love America.
No. You are more than free to spread your religious ideas if you want, but not by government. Government is there to administrate and tax and provide social services, and that's it. You do not have the right to force people to follow certain specific religious expectations at the point of a gun. You cannot do that. Now, is this about racism, being a racist hater if you love America? No. I love America. But there's a difference between patriotism and nationalism. This guy's a nationalist. I would consider myself a patriot. The difference is this. I said this in another episode. I'm going to say it again because I don't know who's seen this one. Patriotism is like buying jerseys and uniforms and cleats for your son's football team, thus sacrificing of yourself to help your community, to help others. Nationalism is like poisoning the quarterback to get your son promoted. Sacrificing others for your gain. That's nationalism. Sacrificing your own resources or whatever for your community, that's patriotism. These people are not patriots, they're nationalists.
You're a domestic terrorist if you question the educational system.
Nope, people do that all the time.
You're unenlightened if you believe in traditional values.
I don't know what that means or what he's complaining about.
Shall we go on? The Holy Spirit. As Christ followers, we have the Holy Spirit within us, and we can indeed be the walls of protection around our circles of influence and impact our nation. Of course, we need the physical brick-and-mortar walls with steel beams too. As we've mentioned, that's just common sense. And the tearing down of the southern border wall, along with other borders around our country, only further illuminates the insanity of those who want to kill America.
I fall into that category. By his definition, I do not want to kill America. I like America just fine.
Taking a quick glance back at Ziklag and the tragedy that happened there, we plainly see that David and his men were the wall of protection. When they left to engage in the wrong activities, the city became wide open to the enemy that came in and pillaged their town, taking their loved ones as slaves. Men and women today who are filled with the Holy Spirit's power and wisdom and love have to stand their ground. We can't leave our assigned territory. We must be the walls. And where walls are broken down, even in our personal relationship with God and other relationships, they need to be rebuilt and fortified. We take inventory through the Holy Spirit to reveal to us in our lives every wall in need of rebuilding and or repair, whether that be in our finances, marriages, or the seduction of our children.
The seduction of our children. These people are fucking disgusting.
Let us fortify every area that needs immediate attention right now through revelation knowledge received by Holy Spirit. If we have weakened personal walls that allow ungodly influences in, we become ineffective in our assignments. Above all else, Solomon declared, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23 NIV. Above all else.
Look, NIV, this is another Bible translation. Why does why does he keep switching between Bible translations like this?
Nothing is more important than protecting your heart from the onslaughts and deceptions of this world. One way we guard our hearts is by having spiritual walls fortified with the foundation of the truth of God's Word. In addition, to protect your heart, you must guard what you hear and what you see. As the adage goes, garbage in, garbage out. Your input determines your output, and is the remote control of your thinking, your heart issues, and ultimately your behavior. From this moment forward, we need to rebuild the walls of divine protection, first around ourselves and our families, and then around our nation, and constantly guard and maintain these walls forevermore. Walls can be a bad thing. They imprison innocent people, like the infamous Wall of Berlin and the walls and fences around concentration camps during the Holocaust. Holocaust survivor Corrie ten Boom.
I'm sorry, one more time? Walls can also be a bad thing, right?
Walls can be a bad thing. They imprison innocent people, like the infamous Wall of Berlin and the walls and fences around concentration camps during the Holocaust. Holocaust survivor Corrie ten Boom wrote, "Love is larger than the walls which shut it in. Bad walls attempt to shut in God's love and keep it from spreading. But God's love always breaks through."
Okay.
Always. The Berlin Wall blocked voices of freedom from having further influence on the East. The concrete barrier that coiled through the city halted the flight of those attempting to escape the brutal communist regime. Unfortunately, the wall worked in this case too. Chris Gaffroy, the last person who tried to escape East Berlin, was shot down in cold blood by a guard on February 6, 1989.
1989. Yeah, not very good with numbers. Again, I can fix that with the text-to-speech stuff by converting numbers like this to words, spoken words, but it's not that big of a deal. February 6, 1989. Interesting. That's about 4 months before I was born.
A year and a half earlier, on June 12, 1987, Ronald Reagan had uttered those famous words directed to Mikhail Gorbachev.
"Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall,"
the General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Finally, Gorbachev got the message, and on November 9, 1989, the Berlin Wall came down.
On November 9th, 1989. Wow. So I was born before the fall of the Soviet Union. Damn. I feel old now. By like 3 months.
Maybe, just maybe, we should also be making a few declarations of what we want to happen. Maybe we need to speak to our walls, our giants, and command them to do what we need accomplished. The enemy loves to build physical walls that lock people up and turn into strongholds. The Berlin Wall was a stronghold of the enemy for 30 years. We can also be trapped inside emotional walls that become strongholds. 12. Wall of fear, scared of reprisals. Wall of inadequacy, we're not good enough. Wall of laziness, somebody else will do it.
Okay, so this is a list in the book. I remember seeing these lists all through the book.
Wall of apathy, what I do doesn't matter anyway. Wall of identity, we don't know who we are. Wall of purpose, we don't know what our part is in history. Either way, God is also about tearing down walls.
Wait, he is? God is about tearing down walls? Interesting.
When Joshua and the children of Israel marched around Jericho and then blew their trumpets on the seventh day, God caused the walls around that city to supernaturally collapse, so Israel could march in and claim their promise. Yes, God is all about building strong walls, and he's also about tearing down walls. The key is having the wisdom to know the difference. There are times when walls must be torn down, especially if we are going to save our families and save America. The greatest walls we must tear down in order to obtain the freedom we seek in America are the walls in our own minds.
Well, that was fucking confusing. Jesus Christ, this guy is insane. All right, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Absolutely nuts. Okay, I have to get out of here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's been fun, and I will see you guys on the flippity flip, okay? Which is to say tomorrow. All right, have a good